all about here to help you guys answer your lawn care questions. Spring is upon us. The lawn is really greening up. It's looking really good. I'm not sure how many of you guys follow me on Instagram or my YouTube stories, but if you do, you guys have seen how the lawn has developed over the last last couple of weeks. It's really beginning to take off with the warm weather we've been having in Georgia here today. And today, actually, I'll tell you guys about that later, about what just happened. I was almost late for the live stream because I was having too much fun in the yard, just maybe 30 minutes ago. So I had to stop what I was doing and come inside. I'll see you guys about that in a second. All right, so let's see what we have in the live stream tonight. So we got Tony. Tony has the honor of being first man here tonight. What's going on, man? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming to stop in. Let's see who else we have in the house. We've got Daryl, Lee, Kevin Sheehan. What's going on, man? Michael Smith says, "What kind of reel?" Yeah, we got to get back to Tony's comment here. He made an interesting comment. Tony, what you did is something I've done too. So don't sweat it. But yeah, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, taking a little bit out of your Friday to come hang out and talk about lawn care. Hopefully, a lot of you guys are starting to see some green in your lawns. Now we've been getting like a stretch of warm weather here at least in the southeast, and hopefully you're starting to see some green up in your lawns, which is pretty cool. Some cool housekeeping. The course launched yesterday. It went live yesterday. So if you go to golfcourselawn.com now, it's no longer going to take you to a mailing list where you can opt in to be notified. That is all gone. Now the course is actually live. It's available for purchase. And for any of you guys that did sign in or do sign up for the launch list to be on the notification list, check your email, check your spam, because I sent something to you guys that you'll probably like. So the course is live. I'm really excited about it, guys. So looking forward to hearing with your feedback and the results you guys get with it. So pretty awesome. On another note, today I went by. Actually, I'm not going to go out and talk about real rollers yet, but we're gonna get to that in a second, because that kind of leads into the next point that someone was already bringing up. But Tony had the first comment today, and he says, "First time reel mowing and broke a sprinkler head. Didn't even realize a reel mower could do that." Tony, you are not the only one. So not last year, but 2 years ago, I was out mowing with the Tru-Cut, and one of the sprinkler heads got stuck just slightly up, and I didn't notice it. And you're going with that mower, and it just snapped it right off. So, one thing that I noticed is when that started happening is from top dressing the lawn. So if you are someone that decides to top dress your lawn, make sure you put something around those sprinkler heads, because the sand that will get down in there will cause them to stick a little bit. So that was my case, and I did the exact same thing you did, man. I broke a sprinkler head off. So no biggie. They're not that expensive to replace. I actually saw the guys that did Alex's irrigation system. They were out one time just doing some adjustments and also doing an irrigation at another neighbor's, and they were nice enough to come by and fix mine for me. So that was really cool. So I'm all set. But don't feel bad. Everyone's done it. I won't say everyone's done it, but I've done it. So I know exactly how what happened. But yeah, welcome to the world of reel mowing. All right, let's see who else we got in the house tonight. Alexander's in the house. What's going on, man? Thanks for coming to hang out. Papa Mo's low, as always. And so let's see. The next question we have here is from Alexander Baxter. He says, "Does CarbonPro-G have any effects on bare soil, or does it need grass plants to work effectively?" It's a great question, Alexander. So it'll work on bare soil. I had some really good questions about the product in this past week, ever since Essential G became available on the Golf Course Lawn Store. So I was talking to Mirimichi Green about it, outside of the benefits of of adding compost, adding biochar, what are some of the benefits? Because one of the things that a question I got was around raising pH, and the person was saying, I already have high alkaline soil, and if I add this, is it going to raise the pH of the soil even more? So I had a really good conversation with the guys at Mirimichi Green. They explained to me that the biochar is charged, and it has a pH of around 6.4 to 6.5. So if you look at the documentation, the literature around CarbonPro-G, you hear it labeled as a pH optimizer, meaning that if your pH is low, it will try and bring it up, and if its pH is high, it's going to try and bring it down. So it's trying to get equilibrium around in the mid sixes. So for some things, I think there are certain plants, certain fruits like blueberries or some of the other ones that like higher alkaline soil. In a case like that, you may not want to use CarbonPro-G, but for our purposes, where we want mid sixes, that's our Goldilocks zone for grass. It's great. So I guess you can put it on bare soil. I think you'd want to probably have some grass or something that was going to see the benefit from it, but you are improving the soil by applying that. So it's a great question. I've never been asked that one before. But yeah, it's definitely going to improve the quality of the soil. It's going to try and bring pH to the mid sixes. And if you're interested, go check out I think on Lesco's website for CarbonPro-G. They talk about, they actually show some research that was done. I want to say it was by University of North Carolina, I think, where they did some testing and it made a movement in pH anywhere between as much as like a little over 1 point in the space of like a few weeks. So 3 to 4 weeks. So it was pretty incredible. I mean, granted, this was a test plot that they did this on, but it showed that in fact their technology does work in the sense that it can help optimize pH. So awesome question, sir. I appreciate it. So on a fun note today, guys, I got done with most of my meetings early, so I decided to go by and visit the guys at Real Rollers, Lee, Andrew, Eric, and the team, just to go stop by and check out, see how the turf park's looking and how the lawn is coming, how the different plots are coming back from the burning, the scalping. They did a bunch of different testing, and it's really cool how the turf is looking, how it's coming back. But then I made the cardinal mistake when I was out there. I said, as he's asked me what I was up to, I said, yeah, I mowed the lawn this morning. It's looking really good. I said, at some point this season, I got to try out scarification because, Sonny, Bermuda gives me a hard time about it. Bermuda Brian talks about it. A bunch of other guys say, scarification is a really great thing. It's going to, dethatching helps pull some of the material out of the lawn. And the thing is, I had already scalped and I bagged my clippings, pulled a lot out. So I said, how much could it really help? And of course, Lee, being who he is, says, well, why don't you take a Swardman with you this weekend and try it out? Just go out and just run it on the lawn this afternoon. I told him I was going to do it tomorrow, and just to see how it does. So they put the scarification cartridge in there, and I was going to wait till tomorrow. But you guys know me. I said, you know what? I decided I'm going to put it on the lawn. I'm going to make one pass just to see, just to set the height, make sure it's good to go. So tomorrow morning when I start mowing, that I would be all good to go. And this is how that ended up working out. So this is me running the Swardman. And I apologize for the shaky video because I'm holding the camera with one hand and running the mower with the other hand. But it did a really good job. So so I did the entire back lawn. I made 2 passes, like away from the house and then lengthwise. And what I ended up with was it might show up in the video, maybe not, but let's see if I can show you guys this. So as far as the way the lawn turned out, it looked like this. So you probably can't make it out, but if you guys saw my Instagram post this morning, the lawn looked a lot smoother this morning. The green was looking a lot better, and you can see that my stripe action is not really on point. I wasn't doing the best job like running straight lines with the Swardman. But it did a good job. I would not have thought that much would have come out of my lawn, considering how much work I did as far as be really careful about when I was scalping and getting all the clippings out. But just from that 2 passes, what came out was, let's see if I can show you guys that, was here, 4 clippings, 4 bags, 4 of those Home Depot bags full of grass clippings out of the backyard. So that's pretty good considering that my lawn is already thinned out quite a bit and it was cut, it's been cut pretty low. So I don't have much of a thatch problem, but it just shows you there's something to be said for scarifications, right? So tomorrow morning I got to get up and go cut the lawn and do something about just cleaning it up a little bit because there's little stragglers all over the place. So I'm going to work on cleaning that up. But I figured you guys would get a kick out of that. You guys always talk about I should scarify or get a Swardman. See, there you go. A Swardman has been on my lawn and has done battle with the lawn. Did a good job. So very cool. All right, let's see who else we have here in the live stream. B Gaines is chiming in. He says, tuning in from Conyers, Georgia for another week of grass knowledge. On the lawn training is coming and hanging out. So that's very, very cool. Thank you for hanging out with us, sir. I always appreciate that. And then Sonny, I thought you would have liked to see that. When I did the mowing or like the scarification this afternoon, rather, I said, you know what? I got to film a little bit of this and show everyone the live stream because Sonny's going to be thrilled. He's going to be like, the Swardman, he's an Allette, but he's going to be like, hey, the scarification is a big deal, and it definitely helps the turf. So there you go, Sonny. I did it on my lawn. I still got to do the front lawn tomorrow morning, but good to go. All right, so let's see what other points do we have here. We have DW Taylor says, what did you do to make California mad? So much of what you recommend, they won't let us buy. I am sorry about that, sir. So I think what he's talking about are a lot of the products in the golf course lawn store. Unfortunately, like a lot of, as far as like restrictions, as far as where stuff could be shipped, like if you look at, let's see if this is going to work. Yeah, so if you look at like the Country Club fertilizer, I can't ship this to California. You know, and a couple other products can't go to California as yet, unfortunately. But you never know, that might change. That is not on really me. That is on the you know, the manufacturers, the people that actually make it. So Lebanon has not quite gotten, you know, this approved in California yet. They might at some point, and then you might be able to get it. But what you can buy in California is all the Mirimichi green products. So everything that you see here, like those are available for shipment to California. So if you're looking for something that you can get on the store, that you can get to California, there you go. But I'm sorry, I have no control over that DW Taylor, unfortunately. But it might change. It might change, you know? Let's see. So the wind chariots coming in saying the spring has sprung. Bermuda is greening up. That's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear that because dude, I had to tell you guys, like I'm really excited with how the lawn is going to do this season because it's you know, it's never been this green this soon, and it's not so much the fact that it's greening up, but the color. Like I'm not sure if you guys have seen, like, again, go look at my Instagram post, but the color of the grass already like in mid-March is just it's really, really nice, like a really deep, almost bluish green for the parts that are near the patio. So I can't imagine what it's going to look like in a month from now when heat is all throughout the lawn and it's really doing well. So all the work I've been doing in the off season with all the carbon products, all those applications have definitely made making a difference that I'm seeing in the lawn. So very excited about that. Okay, let's see who else we have in the house here tonight. Grace Ortiz, thanks for chiming in, Grace. Thanks for coming to hang out. I appreciate it. And let's see, we have a question here from Jagar Patel. Hey, Jagar. He says, I recently removed a tree and grinded the stump. What's the best way to grow grass over that area? Okay, so Jagar, so there's a couple of ways to look at to do this. I'm going to assume you have Bermuda, right? I'm just going to answer as if you have a Bermuda lawn. So if you've grinded the stump down, you've made sure you grinded it really low because you want it to be, you know, several inches, you know, below. If you can get the stump out all together, that'd be best. But if you can only get it down, you know, 8 inches, 10 inches below the surface as deep as you can, that's first order business. So as far as getting the grass to grow in, you can add topsoil there and you can plug, like the best way to ensure that you're definitely going to get the grass to match, but it's the method that's going to look probably the most unsightly for a while, at least until it starts growing aggressively, is to plug the area, right? What most people do when they remove a tree is they just sod it. And depending on the type of Bermuda you have, if you know what kind of Bermuda you have, and you get fortunate that you get one that matches up pretty well, you can do that. Like sod is probably the fastest way, but if you're saying you want it to definitely match the existing grass for sure, plugging is probably the best method of doing that. The only negative is it's going to look kind of ugly while you're waiting for the grass to grow. And so it depends. I can tell you that having had trees removed myself, that I have done sod and I've done my lawn. The base sod on my lawn is it's a Tifway 419, right? And what I had put in was also supposed to be Tifway 419, but I don't know if it's a different farm or what it was. But there were differences in color and texture. So that's where this whole overseeding thing came from. Where I said, well, you know, if I can't get it to match, let me just seed and see if I can make everything, like if it's already a mutt lawn, let me make the entire thing a mutt lawn and try and make it look more even as far as color. So that's a kind of a long-winded answer to your question, but just some considerations to make that, you know, sod is going to be the fastest if you don't care about, you know, that it matches absolutely perfectly. If you want it to match perfectly, plugging is probably going to be your best bet, guys. So this, hopefully that helps. If you have any other questions, let me know. All right, we got Stan G in the house, and we have a YouTube royalty in the house tonight, guys. We got to give it up. Lawn Care Nut, Allyn Hane has stopped in. He says, first of all, congrats on successful launch. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate it. Dude, you know what it is? It's like, I've got enough of the course done now, and actually I can bring it up so you guys can see what the page now looks like. I think I've got that. Yeah, I can do that. The nice thing is, if you go to golfhorselawn.com now, before it used to be an opt-in page, but now it'll take you to the course. So I've got like a video that I filmed talking about the beginning of it. And then you can actually go here to join the academy. It talks about everything that's in it. So you can see the actual curriculum that's built out so far. So you got things around the process, overview, lawn care equipment. That one was a lot of fun to film. And then the area that you guys are probably going to get the most value of and probably enjoy the most is this one around soil improvements, around soil testing, pH effects. the video on macro and micronutrients and how they all work and why you should care about them. Granular comparison, which is kind of along the lines of the video that I did comparing CarbonPro-G and Essential G. And then a video on spoon feeding, my spoon feeding program, like how I mix granular and liquid fertilizers, how I was doing that last year and how I'm going to do that this season to produce a really good result that doesn't produce a ton of top growth and gets you a really good result. And then because everyone was asking for it, there's also a calendar in there that everyone's saying, I want a calendar. So in the course as well, there's a calendar that tells you what to apply, when to apply it, how much to apply from now until October. So yeah, a lot of work went into that. Thank you so much, Allyn, for and like I think Allyn just launched a course too. That if it's not live yet, it soon will be the yard care boot camp that he's putting out. I'm glad all the filming and all the heavy work is over because it's a ton of work. It's a ton of work to do it. And you're always nervous. You always wonder about how the reception is going to be, if people are going to like it, and if it's going to if it's going to provide enough value. And the feedback I've been getting so far has been very, very good. I've already got some feedback on some things that people would like to see added, so I'm going to keep improving it. And and there's still modules to be built out. There's a module on top dressing that's going to be going in, because I can't do yet because I can't top dress the lawn yet. A module on mowing and a module on watering that are going to be filmed over this summer. And that will go in the course as well. And of course, if you buy the course now, there will be, as more things are added, the price may go up. But if you buy the course now, that you own it for life, and everything that I put in there, as it builds out to maybe 30 modules or whatever it ends up being, you own that, and there's never going to be additional charge. And you get access to the private Facebook group, which is pretty cool. That's building out. So lots of good reasons to join the Golf Course Lawn Academy. So thank you, Allyn, for that. And I'm looking forward to checking out your course. Once I get done here, I'm going to definitely go through and see, check out the material and everything. So it's the year of courses for lawn care. So, it's pretty awesome. A lot of YouTubers are putting together different ways to help you guys get more knowledge in a more structured way, which is always fun. Well, thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate you coming to hang out. All right, so we got Daniel Robinson in the house saying happy Friday. What's going on, sir? Thanks for coming to hang out. A Bear's in the house. Osas Kanar is also in the house. Thanks for coming to hang out, sir. And let's see. So we have a question from Michael Smith around Pre-Emergent. So he says, for second round of Pre-Emergent split app, do you recommend going away from Prodiamine to something like Dithiopyr or Dithiopyr, depending on how you pronounce it, and then coming back to Prodiamine in the fall? It depends. You can't really go wrong either way, Michael. What I typically see with most people that do split apps are if they start with Prodiamine in the spring, they will do like half rate, like around now or earlier, February, or again, you do your first app now, and then when soil temps cross 65 degrees, that's when they'll do their second application, their other allocation of Prodiamine for the year. So the most people that I see do split apps do Prodiamine just early in the season, like February, March, whenever, and then again, just typically turns out to be around late April, early May for their second application when soil temps get a little higher. So you could probably do that. You can probably do Dithiopyr if you want to as well. But if it were me, I would just stick with Prodiamine in the spring and then switch to another Pre-Emergent in the fall. That would be my suggestion. I mean, there's not really any negative. I guess one positive to doing what you're suggesting is that Dithiopyr has, as far as like crabgrass, it has the ability to kill like young crabgrass that is just germinated. So that's one positive, definitely, to what you're talking about there. I could see that being a good argument for doing coming back with Dithiopyr as your like late spring Pre-Emergent, and then going back to Prodiamine in the fall if you wanted to. So yeah, it just depends. You're probably going to get a great result either way, but yeah, I mean, I think you'll get a good result either way, man. So I think what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't really matter. But let's see, who else we have in the house here? Splash is in the house. Sunman's in the house. And so awesome. Let's see what other questions we got here. So Sunman has a question saying, hey, Ron, can I mix turf builder and ultra feed from Scott's, and what's the correct ratio? That's a good question. I've never been asked that before. I don't know off the top of my head what's in turf builder and what's also in ultra feed from Scott's. But if you don't mind, send me an email here. So ron@golfcourselawn.com. Shoot me an email there just saying, hey, this is the guy in the live stream, Sunman, that asked about turf builder and ultra feed, and I'll try and get you an answer. But I guess when you email me, help me understand like what you're trying to achieve by mixing them. Are you talking about like applying like the rate that you would need for turf builder, and then if you switch to ultra feed, like what the rate for that would be? Or are you talking about really about physically mixing the two products and applying them? If you're talking about the latter, like mixing them and applying them, I'm not going to be a whole lot of help on that because I don't really do that. I've never really done like mixed two different types of fertilizer before. But if you're talking about application rates for say turf builder to start and then ultra feed say later on in the season, I should be able to help you out with that. Just send me an email here along with like the links to the products that you're talking about. We can figure something out. Also let me know what grass type you've got. I imagine it's Bermuda, like a warm season grass, but just let me know. Very good. Thanks for the question. Great question. I've never been asked that one before. It's a good one. And yeah, and Michael, your follow-up saying, or sticking with Prodiamine for the second app. So either one will work, man. All right. Lawn Journeys is in the house. Thanks for coming to hang out, Lawn Journeys. Taking a little time out of your Friday to come hang out. And if you guys are enjoying this, I know it's early into the live stream. It could all fall apart, but if I'm doing a good job so far, ever so gently, just touch that like button for me. It's free to you guys. You don't have to buy the course. You don't have to buy, anything in the golf course lawn store. It's completely free to you, and it's an easy way to support the channel. And I'd really appreciate it. Sends good vibes to the algorithm and lets them know that we're having a great time. All right, let's see what else we have here. So Chris McFarlane, newest subscriber. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out and subscribing to the channel, trusting me with a little bit of your time. I've been trying to change up the content some to where I've been making it a little bit like shorter in the sense that I was doing a lot more long form content where it's a little bit more rambly, and I'm still going to do that stuff because I've really enjoyed it. I just kind of like doing videos off the cuff and just kind of getting out in the lawn and just talking about stuff that I'm doing and plans because I think you guys enjoy that. But I'm also going to try and add more structured content, kind of like what you guys saw with the Prodiamine video and the carbon kit video, like those types of content that is more of like the answer to the question. But thanks, Chris. If there's any ideas for content, anything that you want to know about, please, feel free to reach out to me, drop a comment in one of the videos, and I'll do my best to help you out. So I really appreciate you subscribing. Thanks so much. All right. Osas Konar says, I just did my core aeration today. What should I apply to my lawn now? So it depends, Osas. What have you done to the lawn as yet? Have you, outside of core aeration, have you done anything else other than core aeration? I'll answer it as if it were my lawn. So if I had aerated my lawn today, and I had not already been doing my fertilizer, I'd already been not spraying like the Turfplex and also the carbon kit stuff, and also putting down the granular, putting down the Lebanon turf, the Humic Max. If I had not done any of that, after aerating, what I would definitely do is I would put down some kind of granular carbon. So if you've got a Site 1 near you, go in there and load up on some Carbon-Pro-G. It's going to cost you between $25-$30 a bag, and put that stuff down heavy. You're not going to hurt the lawn with it. A single bag will treat, if memory serves me, at the low rate, 8,000 square feet, at the high rate, 4,000 square feet. But again, it's really just your budget. You can put it down heavier if you want to. And because you just aerated, you've opened up, broken up compaction, you've opened up all those voids in the turf. Now is a great time to fast track that carbon, that biochar and compost into the soil. It's going to be a great way to help improve the quality of your soil. And then just whatever fertilizer you decide to go with. Assuming that your soil test results are looking pretty decent where you can put down anything, I'm a big fan of the Humic Max, or the fertilizers from Lebanon Turf. The Humic Max for if you've not seen, you've probably seen that. I think I've seen you. You've commented on some of the videos, but a great fert is this one from Lebanon Turf. So it's a 1608. But the nice thing about it, because you can get 1608 everywhere, but the nice thing about this particular fertilizer and why I'm so thrilled that Lebanon agreed to make it available for the DIY community is it's got 8.9% humic acid in it. So as far as something that's going to one, just give the lawn the nutrients it needs, but also feed the soil, you can't really go wrong with that one. It's a great fertilizer. I love Lebanon Turf fertilizers, and I really like that one. And you can get it at the golf course lawn store, but my big thing would be carbon and a fertilizer of your fertilizer of choice, whatever you decide that you're going to use. If you need a good suggestion, I like Humic Max because it's a fertilizer and a soil amendment all in one. And it's, I think you're going to get really, really good results with it. Great product. It's all the right ingredients from people that know what they're talking about and know what they're doing when it comes to fertilizer. And of course, we have LG in the house, reporting for duty. It says LG, Essential LG, reporting for duty, sir. So LG, believe it or not, whenever Essential G became available on the store, LG was the very first person to buy a bag of Essential G off of me. Which, if you don't know what that is the other or the not really the competitor, but the comparable granular carbon that Mirimichi Green also makes. Like the only way to get CarbonPro-G is from Site 1. So because in the course, I wanted to talk about a granular carbon. I had to have something on the store that you guys would have access to in case you didn't have a Site 1 nearby. Because the last thing I want to do is show you like, hey, here's my methodology and all the really cool stuff I'm using, and haha, you can't get any of it. So that's why Essential G is a thing and why it's available on the Golf Course Lawn Store. And LG, because I don't think he's a Site 1 near him, he got some. So LG, your job, sir, is to let me know how your results are with it. You know, you got the first bag that was sold, so I want to make sure that you have to let me know how things work out. And definitely, man, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. All right, so Tony Valdez, he says he has a Tru-Cut 25-inch. Very cool. Yeah, those are the thing with the Tru-Cut, man. Today, actually, at Real Rollers, kind of not to go off on a tangent, but you mentioned Tru-Cut. So when I was there, the Tru-Cut makes the 27-inch, the 25-inch, and they also make the 20-inch. I think it's the P20. And I've seen it on their website, but I've never actually seen one in person. And man, you know what? That's a good looking mower. We were out there on the Rye and the Tiff Tuff plot, the one that I showed you guys the effect of putting like the granular carbon down, that video where I showed like how it turned green more sooner on that side. And that thing, the 20-inch Tru-Cut is built like a tank, man. It feels like you like move it. It feels like you could throw it off a building and it's going to survive it. It's really, really, really well built. And I didn't realize that. I knew that Real Rollers sold Swardman, and I knew they were going to get into Tru-Cut, but they've also got Tru-Cut, and they've got in this area, from what I understand, they've got some of the better pricing on it. So if you're trying to buy a brand new Tru-Cut, check those guys out. Because I was talking to Lee today, and I was saying, I looked. They had a big stock on top of their I don't know what you call it, like I guess it's like shelves. They had like a bunch of Tru-Cut mower, like all crated up on top there. So they have a lot of them ready to go. So if you need a Tru-Cut and you're going to buy a brand new one, and you're looking for a good deal, call Real Rollers. And the 20-inch is pretty sweet. If I didn't already have two mowers, I might have considered it, because it's a nice mower, and it comes with the GX engine. I know it comes with the GX, which is kind of cool. I thought they put a different engine in that, but it has the same Honda GX engine, which is pretty awesome. So, okay, enough of that. But Tony, I'm sorry that you knocked your sprinkler head off. A Tru-Cut will do that because they're really heavy, but it can be fixed. Don't worry about it. All right, Cheryl Bender's in the house. Cheryl, what's going on? Thank you so much. Cheryl was one of the first people, she wasn't the first, but one of the first people to take advantage of the Golf Course Lawn Academy. Again, guys, if you guys signed up for the mailing list, check your email, because there's an offer because all you guys that signed up early, that you're going to have access to that no one else is going to have access to. So definitely take advantage of that if you are interested. And it's only for the first 75 people that buy the course is going to get that deal. And Cheryl, I'm glad that you got it. You already gave me some feedback that you're enjoying it. If you have any questions or things about the course that can be made better, definitely let me know. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I want to make it as good as possible. So thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out tonight in the live stream. Hopefully we're talking. Hopefully you got down to Site 1 and got that stuff we were talking about and threw it down on your lawn. All right, let's see. So Lawn Journey was saying, we finally got some rain here, Pre-Emergent activated. Dude, that is true, man. I'm not sure if you guys saw my the video I published, was it yesterday? Yesterday evening. And we got a torrential downpour here in Georgia yesterday morning around 10:30, like in the middle of the morning, like the sky just opened up, and it was just, I don't know how many inches of rain it was, but it was enough to turn my back lawn into a pond. Like if you watch, I'm not trying to get you guys to go watch the video, but if you just want to just skip to the part where you can see where I show the back lawn, like how much rain we got. Like if you don't want to watch the entire thing, that's fine, but just you should see how much water that was on that lawn just less than about 24 hours ago. It was insane. And it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool because it kind of showed how the benefits of top dressing, because like literally 5 hours later, it all drained off. It was all gone. And then this morning, bright and early, I got out and cleaned up all the zebra stripes and mowed it, and it was looking beautiful. So if you want to see what it looked like, check out Instagram, and you can see the pictures of what the lawn looked like. Very, very cool. But yeah, I'm happy about it, man. I'm always free water. You can't beat it, right? Lawn Journeys. All right. James Thompson says, I'm going to pick up my first reel mower. Congratulations, sir. It's an older McLane 20-inch with a 7-blade reel. Okay. Going to order the Real Rollers front roller as soon as I get it. Awesome, dude. Yeah, you definitely want to do that. I am not super familiar with McLane's as far as mowing with them. I guess by the fact that you're getting a roller, I'm guessing they come with the casters that the Tru-Cuts come with by default. So yeah, you definitely want to get a roller for it, because that's going to reduce the likelihood of any scalping. It's going to help improve the stripe action, which, let's face it, man, everybody, we all want our stripe action. Definitely. That's the reason why you get a real mower. And it's just going to be good to go. And that's another reason why, if you're going to get a Tru-Cut, to get one from, or even like a trimmer, get one from Real Rollers, because they make the Real Rollers. They might maybe get you a deal on one if you do it at the same time. All right. Great question. Congratulations, James, on the real mower. You're going to love it. All right, Seth Daring says, when will you start your T-Nex applications if you're sticking with it this season? So Seth, yeah, I will be using T-Nex. I'll be using trinexapac ethyl. I'll definitely be using the same type of PGR. It may or may not be T-Nex, but it's going to be the same active ingredient. And as far as when I'm going to do that, is going to be early May. So the first, typically when I do it is late April, early May. May is going to be the first month when I'll start my monthly PGR applications, and then it'll be like that all the way until September. So I start applying PGR the beginning of every month, starting in May, and I do that throughout the growing season. I know there are a lot of people that use like the Growing Degrees app, the Greenskeeper app, to watch that. But one, because I don't want to have like another thing to have to track, and I've gotten really good results with just doing a beginning of the month application. It also kind of coincides with when I'm putting down when I'm spraying my carbon and my liquid fertilizer. Like I can mix them all in the tank and it all just goes down at one time. So that's why I do it at the beginning of every month. Is my thing. So yeah, starting with in May is when I'll be doing my PGR. Great question. Thanks for that. All right. So Kevin's saying, yeah, hit the thumbs up. Let's show some support. Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate that so much. And let's see. Jay Pompano says, yo, Ron, sent you my Carbon Pro pics. 55 plus degrees weather coming this week. Prodiamine locked and loaded. All right, man, you're set. That's true. Jay sent me some pictures. I mean, Jay went hard on the CarbonPro-G, man. You know what? And here's the thing. I know I get absolutely nothing for you guys buying this stuff, but one thing I would appreciate is whenever you go to Site One, whatever your local Site One is, let them know that, hey, I heard about CarbonPro-G from YouTube, but from the DIY community. You can mention my name if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to, but just let them know that, hey, I'm here buying, your product, this Mirimichi green product, because the DIYer on YouTube told us about it, and you guys need to take it seriously because we like good stuff too. So I saw the pictures, Jay. It was an impressive amount of Carbon-Pro-G, and it sounds like you're about ready to do your Prodiamine app. So good job, sir. You are going to like the results you get with it. It's a really, really good product. I definitely attribute a lot of how my lawn looks this year. How it's greening up this early and looking really nice to all the carbon and the other work I've been doing on the lawn, in the off season starting last year. So I'm really happy with it. You're gonna love the results you get. All right, JG's in the house. Just happy Friday, y'all. It's spring basically. It is. I mean, I was looking at the forecast, and we are looking like I think weather's going to be in the 60s and 70s from here on out. I mean, we still have a couple of days. Let's see, one gets down in the 40s. Yeah, you guys can watch along with me here. I mean, there's not much sense of me doing it. But tonight's gonna get down 36. But outside of that, if you look, 50s tomorrow, 60s, 70s, more rain, 60s, 70s. So the temperatures are going in the right direction for that Bermuda to do its thing, guys. I'm very happy about that. So hopefully, don't jinx it. Let's hope we don't get another cold snap in April or anything crazy. Like we did last year. We'll see. I'm hoping for that not to be a thing. All right. Chris McFarland has a question around the height of cut for Bermuda. Chris says, height of cut for Bermuda in partial shade. Got ice in my mouth, sorry. Height of cut for Bermuda lawn in partial shade around fully restored live oaks with exposed roots. Wow. Here's the thing, Chris. You have just described the mortal enemy of Bermuda grass. Like Bermuda grass, if you put like too much fertilizer on it, if you put too much herbicide on it, if you abuse it, it's one of the few grasses that it's incredibly hard to permanently do damage to Bermuda to kill it. But the kryptonite of Bermuda is shade. Like the one thing it's got to have is direct sunlight. And when I say sunlight, like what you're describing here is something a lot of people talk about as far as partial shades. So you may have some, you have some live oaks with exposed roots, so they're sound like there's some big ones. Here's the thing: what I would do is, if to give yourself the best chance, keeping the grass as short as possible, so like an inch or lower, like 3/4 of an inch, assuming you're real mowing. That's going to give you the best chance. That's going to allow as much light and heat to get to the soil to keep the grass growing. But I'll be being completely honest with you, man. You're going to have a hard time. Like Bermuda is going to struggle with shade. It just does not like shade. It doesn't even like partial shade. Like if you looked at like one of my live stream, like my impromptu live stream videos from last year when I was like doing the hedges that are around, like if you're looking at my my lawn, the right side, there's like 3 shrubs there, and they're not even that big. They're like 4 or 5 feet long, tall. But especially into the later summer and into the fall, because of where the sun rises, they were casting shade on the lawn, and just those little 3 guys, little 4 or 5 foot guys, were throwing enough shade to cause the Bermuda to begin to thin out there. So the things I would say to do is, yeah, a lower height of cut is going to help, but anything you can do to get more direct sunlight down on that grass is really what you're going to be after. Like, if you can get the canopy up higher, that's going to help. But just it's a tough one. It's a tough one getting Bermuda to do well in shade. And it sounds like you've got some really, really big trees that you're dealing with there. So sorry I don't have a better answer for you, but I don't want you to also throw a bunch of money and time at it as far as like going out and buying like, shade tolerant Bermuda. There really isn't such a thing. And putting that in, trying to get the grass to go there, because it's just going to be really hard with shade, unfortunately. So sorry to have better news for you, but hopefully, that helps out as far as like, making you make some changes to the surrounding area. Maybe you trim the trees up, maybe you put some mulch in that area or whatnot. But yeah, hopefully that helps. Super TA's in the house. What's going on, man? Thanks for coming to hang out. I appreciate you. And Travis Winston, or what's going on, Ron, the Golf Course Lawn Squad? Definitely, man. Again, you see, this is the second week you've done that, Travis. So I think that's going to have to become a thing eventually, right? I may have to get like a Golf Course Lawn Squad T-shirt made up or something, or stickers or something, right? I mean, I think that could be a thing. All right, let's see what other questions we have here. All right, so Orion Johnson says, can you please do a video on advanced watering settings? For example, available water, root depth, allowed depletion, efficiency, crop coefficient, nozzle inches per hour, etc. Ryan, I'm not sure. That would be an interesting video. What I was planning for the course on watering is around using like wetting agents and some other materials. So I've got some of that kind of stuff planned. I'll see. I'll do some research in those areas and see if it's something that I think that a lot of the community would get value in. Because here's the thing, right? It'd be very cool to do a video. It's easy to do a video or content on like go super deep into certain topics, right? But that's really something that's really more reserved more for academia or people that are super hardcore into that type of information. So got people like SMK, who's like a research scientist. I'm not sure if he's in the live stream tonight. People like him would like that kind of stuff. But the general public, really they want to know how much to water, how often to water, how to calibrate their watering system, and if there's anything they can apply that will help them get more out of the water they put on their lawn. But it's an interesting topic, and it's something that I'll definitely look into and research. So I'll see what I can put together on it. If I can make something that's interesting to watch, because I don't want to make content that's going to be boring. It's definitely something that could definitely go in the course. That's a great suggestion. So I will actually, what I'll do is I will just do a screenshot of that. That's the easiest way to remember that. That way I can just look it up later. Great question, sir. I really appreciate it. Good suggestion. All right, so what other questions do we have here? LG in the house. He's saying, congratulations to Ron on the successful launch of the store and growing viewership onwards and upwards. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you so much. I definitely started out YouTube just as a way to have fun and to document my lawn, how it was going to improve, and it's definitely turned into a lot more than that. So I'm really appreciative of the fact that you guys choose to take a little bit of your time to hang out and watch the content, comment on it, and also use the products and some of you that have started for the Academy. I appreciate that very much too. So thank you so much. I am humbled that you would take the time. So thanks again. I really appreciate that. Soul Sketch says, just to finish applying Yard Mastery 007 Prodiamine on St. Aug. That's cool, dude. Yeah, dude. You know what? Soul Sketch, check out the video that I did on that where I said, it's like, it's the thumbnail is where I said, didn't expect that. And I'm like pointing and it's got like a line in the middle. It's showing grass of 2 different colors. Dude, I was really impressed. I didn't expect the fact that just that little bit of potassium that's in that 007 would make such a difference. Real Rollers had a plot that is Tiff Tough, Bermuda, and it's overseeded with rye. And so the entire thing is Bermuda and rye, right? So it's like the control is the same. It's the same grass type across both plots. And it was crazy how we applied that. And within the course of 2 weeks later, I get a text from Lee saying, hey, I don't know what's going on with the grass, but like one half of the plot is like a lot greener than the other. And I'm like, I've got to come down and take a look at that. And it was pretty cool. Now, I'm not saying you're going to get the same results, because looking at the soil test results from the turf park, they were like all the plots needed, like they needed fertilizer, they needed like all the macronutrients were really low. So I can't say you're necessarily get the same response, but if you're on the fence between the two, the granular definitely has some merits. That potassium can really can make a difference in how your lawn greens up. And I was there today, and even after they applied fertilizer, because they applied some fert afterwards to address the soil test deficiencies. And the side that had the Prodiamine with the 007 is still greener. It's still greener than the other parts of that particular plot. So it's good stuff. I think you're gonna like the results you get with it. All right. Robert Wallace said, "Hi Ron, thanks for checking on the carbon kit for me. It'll be here tomorrow." Awesome. Yeah, and that's a great one. That's a great point, Robert. That's something else I want to talk about on the live stream. So, for any of you guys that ordered the carbon kit this week, like the Mirimichi Green Carbon Kit from the Golf Course Lawn Store, I know you guys haven't seen those ship. If you guys check all of your, you guys should have gotten notifications today that all those orders, everything that was shipped up, everything was ordered up till today should have gone out today. Reason being, when the kit first went out, we had one person that got a kit, and there was some spillage in one of the bottles. Everyone else seemed to be okay, but out of the many that we shipped, we got one, and just to try and prevent that from being a thing going forward, they paused on shipping the orders to get a different kind of cap and some other things they're doing as far as packing to ensure that when you guys get the product, get your carbon kit, you're good to go. You just got to take it out, watch the video, mix it up, and go to town, right? So I apologize for the delay in shipping, but everything should have gone. You should all have gotten tracking numbers today, and you should be good to go, because I want you guys to get a good result. The worst thing is for you guys to get a product show up in the mail that you're really excited about, and there's it's damaged or it's spilled or something like that. So I appreciate your patience, Robert, and I'm glad that you got the tracking information. So that's pretty awesome. Let's see. Windshare give me a hard time. He says, "Ron, were you swimming in the yard earlier?" No, I wasn't. I was out doing battle in the lawn earlier. So I mowed early this morning, like super early this morning before meetings and everything started. Got that done, and then I visited Real Rollers. After all the meetings were done for the day. And they said, Lee did the classic thing. He says, "Man, just take the Swardman home and just try it out. You got to Scarify anyway. You want to try one out? Just take it with you, man. Hang on to it for the weekend. Just try it." And it's pretty cool. I get why you guys like Scarify. There's something about it that's kind of that's weirdly gratifying when you see clippings coming up and going into the catcher. It's kind of cool. So yeah, I still got to go to mow tomorrow because it made a real mess as far as like lots of grass sticking up everywhere. So I got to mow tomorrow morning with the greens master. Oh well. But yeah, it's actually pretty cool. I totally get why you guys like the guys, people that have the Swardman and have the Allyn. I get it. I didn't get it before, but I get why you guys like the interchangeable cartridge systems so much. They're really, really cool. All right, Super TA saying it looks like the weekend here in New Jersey will be the last time we dip below freezing. That's awesome, dude. Hopefully that holds out, so you can get on with this warm weather train and get going, man. Get down with everyone in the Southeast is having. And then John Blevins chimes in. He says, "Carbon is king." I agree, man. Especially the right kind of carbon. The charged biochar with a little bit of compost in there. Whatever Mirimichi Green is putting in that, all their little secret sauce, it definitely works. Again, look at my lawn. Go look at my Instagram and look at how the grass looks the middle of March. And I've been showing you guys that. I've been making it a point, John, that if you have been following my YouTube stories, which is like a little short clips. Every time I go out and I mow, I'm going to shoot a little bit of that, so you guys can see that how much I mow, and then when I reply stuff, you'll also see that too. So it's a cool way to kind of follow along without having to wait for long form content and see what's going on in the lawn. So it's really easy for me to make because it's little 10-15 second clips, and you can see that. But yeah, I agree with you, man. Carbon, I am definitely a believer. Definitely get on the carbon train. So pretty awesome. All right, let's see. DeGees, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, sir, but he says, "Hey Ron, I've been getting serious about my lawn for the past 3 years or so." That's good. He says, "My lawn is really made big time improvement, and now I'm a lawn fanatic." It's kind of crazy how that happens, right? Upgrading to a real mower this season. Oh man, here we go. If you think you're a lawn fanatic now, if you think you're crazy about your lawn now, wait till you start real mowing. At first it used to bother me. Here's the thing, DeGees, I don't know how to say your handle, but at first, when you get your real mower, you're going to start mowing a lot, and you're going to feel weird. Because you're going to be that weird, crazy person out in the lawn all the time, and your neighbors are they're gonna look at you like you're crazy. But it's going to pass. Eventually, they're going to come to you for help, and you're going to become that person in the neighborhood that people go to for lawn advice. So just realize that the crazy and weird looks you're going to get when you first start real mowing completely normal. It will go away after a while. But congratulations, sir, on getting one. You're gonna love it. That's literally one of the best things you can do for your lawn. I mean, like cutting a warm season grass like Bermuda or Zoysia with a real mower at the right height. It's a game changer in how the turf looks. And you couple that with like a good granular fertilization program, a good carbon program, and a little bit of liquid fertilizer to kind of keep the keep that green nice and consistent without pushing too much growth, and it's gonna be money. Awesome. Congratulations again, sir. And if you need any help, definitely reach out to me. If I can help out with anything, let me know. All right, let's see who else we have here. Let's see other questions. And Lee Farmer says, okay, one ByoSpxtrum capsule covers 5,000 square feet. How much for only 1,000 square feet, 1/20 capsule? Great question, Lee. So you can put the entire capsule down. It's fine. So it covers up to that. You're not going to hurt anything by using the entire capsule on 1,000 square feet. The reason behind those capsules, like why Mirimichi Green came up with them, was for like tree farms when they wanted a way to kind of improve microbial activity when they're trying to grow trees. Like, you want to go buy like a Japanese maple and they're trying to grow those and make sure that the tree just does well. The pills were a way for them to easily just throw those out and allow them to break down and to introduce microbial activity into a set of trees that they're trying to improve the quality of, right? So in some cases, the way some people are using those is they're literally taking one of those and they're literally just throwing it out, and it's whenever it breaks down and opens, like all that is going into that one spot in the soil. So the way we're doing it, where we're spreading it out over up to 5,000 square feet is just fine. If you mix it and you put it over 1,000 square feet, you're good to go. So that's why I say in both on the website description for the store and also in the video that it covers up to 5,000 square feet. Going below that is no problem. And honestly, if you're like 4,000 square feet or lower, it's easier because you don't have to then like do that whole like that thing that the method I was showing where you have to like mix it and make sure you keep some back, like 4/5 of the volume back to be able to do the last 1,000 square feet, assuming you have like exactly a 5,000 square foot lawn. But you're good to go. Yeah, I mean, you got to figure this one little bag, I don't have it here, of ByoSpxtrum. I don't know if I have. Yeah, I do. Yeah, this bag, this one little itsy bitsy bag of ByoSpxtrum, one of these will cover up to 5 acres. So it's a little bit goes a really, really long way, So yeah, you're good to go. You're not gonna hurt the lawn whatsoever by doing that, Lee. If you have any other questions, let me know. And if you got my email address, so feel free to reach out to me, and we should be good to go as far as that. Great question. Wind Chariot saying, the grass does look green already. It's got to be the soil amendments and closing out the season with a heavy dose of K and a little bit of N. Could be. I definitely think the soil amendments are definitely helping, Wind Chariot. That is the big thing that I've done. Like you guys, everything that I've been doing on my lawn, I've been telling you guys about. I've literally every month, the CarbonPro-G has been going down every single month ever since whenever I started doing it. Was it like June of last year? Whenever I started, every single month it's gone down. And then I got some not ByoSpxtrum, the Essential G. I got my hands on some of that, and I applied that because I want to start using that more this season, just to show you guys the results you can get with it. I'm sure they're going to be awesome because it's again, it's just got a lot. It's made by Mirimichi Green for one, but it's also got a lot more compost in it, which as far as like an organic fertilizer, a way to kind of just introduce nice rich organic material into the soil, Essential G is really cool for that too. So I'm going to be using both. But yeah, man, I'm glad you're getting good results with it. Glad you are getting good results. Okay, so Dan Robinson says, I will be trying to raise my pH levels by applying the Pro Pellets pelletized Dolomitic Limestone from Site 1. My soil tests pH said that your pH is low and your calcium and magnesium are low. I hope this helps. It should, Daniel. So that's the difference between, the difference of when you want to apply a calcitic lime or a dolomitic lime. So if your magnesium levels are where they need to be, like they're in the optimal zone when you do your soil test, you can just go with a straight calcitic. But if they're low, that's where a dolomitic comes in, because you'll add calcium and so it has like a higher percentage of magnesium in dolomitic lime. So yeah, what you did is exactly what you should do if you're trying to raise your pH, and you also have a magnesium deficiency as well based on your soil test results. So cool, man. Let me know how it goes. Definitely. Again, you got my email address. If you need any help, my email is ron@golfcourselawn.com right here. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions about anything. Always here to help. And let's see what else we got here. John saying products are the best on YouTube. They're good. I mean, they're a great option. I mean, I definitely think that the Mirimichi green products, as far as like carbon technology, is definitely up there. I mean, they like a lot of the stuff they have, like the 10% micronized carbon, is like no one else really has that, and as well as like the amount of organic material by volume. Because one of the points that you guys, a couple emails I've gotten are about the low rates that I specify in the course for mixing like NutriSolve and Release Zero. You got to realize like a lot of the Mirimichi green liquids by volume, it's like 37-38% organic material. Like, so if you look at like most like liquids, it'll say like the percentage of everything that's in it, and then it'll say like 80% or 90% other stuff, and that 80 or 90% other stuff is typically like filler or water, right? To put it in just layman's terms. So, but a lot of the products from Mirimichi green are like literally 38% material. There's 38% of like the stuff you actually want to get into your soil. So that's why we can get away with lower rates as far as application. So even in the course, I do say 2 ounces per 1,000. If you want to buy more of the products and go heavier, you absolutely can do that. But you're going to get a really good result with the rates that I've outlined. You don't really necessarily need to go a ton heavier than that. Not going to hurt anything if you do, but it's just that's the reasoning behind that. But thanks so much, John. I'm glad you appreciate the products and you're getting a good result with it. All right, let's see what else. Saul45 says, got some CarbonPro-G today for me and my uncle. Found 2 Site 1 locations near me. You know what? I'm going to have to reach out to Site 1, man, because, they all this free advertising they're getting, you guys are cleaning them out of CarbonPro-G, and, something's got to be done at this point, right? I've got to do something at this point. Maybe a coupon code, something. Whatever. Doesn't really matter, man. I am just glad that you guys are getting this stuff and you're buying it, you're putting it on your lawns, because I am a firm believer that made like a huge difference in what I'm seeing in my lawn this year, and I'm just glad you guys are using it. Even I don't make a dime on it. Just keep buying it, keep applying it. You're gonna get a good result. I have no affiliation with Site 1 other than just saying hi to the guys there whenever I go to my local one. But because it's just a really great product. So awesome stuff. Great stuff, man. I'm glad that you are getting. You're getting good results. So you got your stash for this season. All right, so we have a question here from Lincoln. He says, what's the best smart sprinkler system controller for seeding? That's a good question. There is one. Here's the thing. I just have the standard. What do I have for my sprinkler? It's a Rainbird. No, mine's not Rainbird. It's another one. I'm drawing a blank. You guys, someone in the comments help me out here. So there's Rainbird is one of the brands, and then there's the other brand that's like the big in sprinklers in irrigation. And I have the other one that's not Rainbird. Alex has Rainbird. But there's one thing that people like, that's the Rancho, I think is what it's called, or something like that. I don't have one, but a lot of people seem to really like those, as far as being one that can look at like weather patterns and knowing how much rain you've gotten based on weather over the internet, and then deciding how much watering you want to do based on that kind of data. As far as for seeding, really, when it comes to seeding, Lincoln, especially if you're seeding something like warm season like Bermuda, like you're just going to be putting a lot of water on the lawn. Like literally the hardest part about seeding Bermuda is the amount of water you have to put down. Like literally, Arden 15 has a germination. If all the stars align, it can begin germinating in 2 weeks, thereabouts. It's one of the faster germinating Bermuda seeds. But to do that, literally you can't allow the ground to dry out. So what that means is every, at least twice a day, in the morning, maybe a little light touch in the middle of the day, and then in the evening, you're going to be keeping a little bit of water on the lawn to keep it hydrated. So any sprinkler system that you can program, run times should work fine. As you can program like, a short cycle in the morning, a short cycle in the middle of the day, and then another short cycle towards the end of the day, just to kind of keep the soil hydrated. That can work well. I don't know if the Rancho, whatever the name of it is, has a specific program for seeding. I'm not aware of that, but that's one of the more, if you want like a really high dollar fancy one, that's the one to get. But I don't know if it's really going to help you that much for as far as seeding goes, because really for seeding warm season lawns or warm season grass, it's the thing is good soil to seed contact. Give it a good starter fertilizer with some phosphorus in it, and then just water, and water some more. I hope that helps. All right, Splash says, what are your plans for PGR apps this year? It's going to be the same thing, man. The same thing as it's been for several years, years in the past. So starting late April, early May, really May 1st, the first part of May is, or around May 1st, whenever I'm doing my beginning of the month application of liquid fert, and this year it's going to be Turfplex. Release Zero, ByoSpxtrum, NutriSolve, like the carbon package, the liquid fert, PGR is going to go in along with that, and it's going to go down. So Splash, what's going to happen is I'm going to be applying PGR every month, starting in May until the last app, which is typically in September, depending on the kind of heat we have. The grass is still growing like crazy, even into September. I'll do a September app. A September one is kind of play by ear, but at least definitely May through August is going to be once a month, at the beginning of the month. And as far as the rate that I use, my lawn is Tifway 419, so I can go heavier. So I can use up to memory serves me 0.38 ounces per thousand, 0.38 ounces per thousand. So that works out to just under 1.6 ounces in a 4-gallon backpack sprayer. The general guidance you're going to get a good result with it as far as PGR app Splash is just do 1 ounce in a 4-gallon backpack sprayer. That works out to 0.25 ounces per 1,000 square feet. For Bermuda grass types that are not Tiff Tough, or Tifway 419, I think got Tiff Tough on the brain, so those are real rollers, that are not Tifway 419, the 0.25 rate is going to be a good one. And you don't want to exceed that. Kind of like with herbicides, PGR is one of those things where more is not better. Literally follow the rate. Don't go more than an ounce in a 4-gallon backpack sprayer if you've got anything other than Tifway 419, and if you've got Tifway 419, no more than 1.6 ounces in a 4-gallon backpack sprayer. And it's not going to look like very much, but trust me, it doesn't take much. You don't need very much to get a good result. But yeah, there you go. That's what I'm going to be doing this year. If you need any other questions or need help, let me know. But that's what it's going to be. All right. Launch Learner has a good question. He says, hey, Ron, could you explain the importance of starter fert and when you should apply for best results? Great question. So a couple of times when you would want to use starter fert is, one, if your soil test results show that you've got a nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium deficiency, that's a good time to do it. Or if all the levels are just a little bit low. So not even to the point of deficiency, but let's say they're just outside the Goldilocks zone and you want to just give everything a boost, starter fert is a good choice to start the season out with. As far as also when you're applying, like say you're sodding, right? You want to put you're doing like a new installation. You want to put down fertilizer to kind of give things a good kick to keep going. A starter fert's good with that. For that, if you're doing top dressing, you could also use starter fert in that situation too. The only thing I would say where you might want to be careful with starter fertilizer is if you've already got a lot of phosphorus. Like if your soil test results show that your phosphorus levels are not necessarily in the Goldilocks zone, but say they're already high. Because I do look at some soil test results where the phosphorus levels are very, very high. In that case, I might do something that doesn't add any more phosphorus to the soil, because phosphorus is one of the macronutrients that's less if you talk to like an agronomist, they'll say it's less, the terminology they use is it's less mobile, meaning like when it's just in the soil, it doesn't really go away as quickly as like potassium or nitrogen does. So you don't really want to add too much more of that if you've got a surplus of it. So starting out the season, if all the levels are low, starter fert is great. If you are seeding, that's a good option. Sodding, that's a good option. If you're top dressing, you can do that too. Those are all good times to do starter fert. As far as a good starter fert, the one that, and the reason why I actually carried on the store because I really like it, is the one that Yard Mastery came out with. They released a month ago. That's a really good choice as far as starter fert if you can't get one locally. Like if you don't have access to like a site one and can't go pick up some starter fert locally. The Yard Mastery one is a really good one. If your micronutrient levels are also low, because unlike a lot of starter ferts, most of them will have like your NPK, like all of them are going to have that, but not all of them will also have like a micronutrient stack too. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. If I can bring it up, it's always hard to multitask, not good at it. All right, so the one I am talking about, I think I've got it here, and switch over, boom. So it's this guy, the triple 12 starter fert. So the nice thing about this one, like that, what makes this different and I think has a lot of compelling benefits compared to one that you'll just find at like a Home Depot or even like a Site One, is this also has a complete micronutrient stack in it too. So in addition to your NPK, it literally has all of the micronutrients. I'm not sure if I can show that on the screen. Is it coming up? Yeah, there you go. So it has your boron, copper, iron, manganese, molybdenum, zinc. It's got all of that. It's got a little bit of all of those as well. So if I look at soil test results where in addition to the NPK being is low, but also their micronutrients are also low, that's when I say, you know what, instead of going to like, your local, your Home Depot or whatever, and to go get, a triple 12, triple 10, whatever you decide to go with, give this one a shot, because it, in addition to fixing the macros, you're also addressing the micros as well too. That's when I really recommend that one, because I know it is a little bit more costly, a little more expensive than what you can get locally. But the fact that you really just have to put down one product and you're kind of like covering everything is a compelling reason to go with that particular one. And it's available on the Golf Course Lawn Store now, and that's the reason why I have that one, because I can't tell you how many times I get soil test results and like NPK is low, but then also all the micros are low too. So if you want a way to build that up in the soil, that Fert's a very good option. So there's your very long-winded answer, Lawn to Learn, but I wanted to give you a complete answer along with other options as well. And then Windshare chiming in saying, in regards to the other irrigation question, cycle and soak. So I guess, I guess that's the thing that some of the nicer irrigation controllers have. Mine is a really basic one, so I don't know. Mine doesn't even really. I don't think mine has that, unfortunately. All right, let's see what else we got here. Grace says her pH was low. You'll be adding lime. It says calcium and magnesium will also improve, but mine are at the optimal levels. What will be the effects of increasing calcium? So it's a supporting. So if you look at like the way I like to think about it is you have the macros, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium as your main ones, right? And then even though the next set down, your calcium, magnesium, sulfur, all those are considered in most like literature to consider also macros. Those are also like a supporting cast. In many ways, they help the macronutrients do what they do better, if that makes sense. Magnesium, I'm drawing a blank here, but I think magnesium helps with chlorophyll production, if memory serves me correct, Grace. Calcium, I don't have the one off the top of my head. I had all those memorized when I was putting together content for the course, but I don't have it on the top of my head right now. But the long short is, if your levels are already good, don't add any. Adding a little bit of calcium is not going to hurt. But if they're like super high, I just might not do anything. And then another way to adjust your pH, if your calcium levels are super high and you don't want to add more to it, is to use something like CarbonPro-G, because it is a pH optimizer where it is going to try and pull your pH into the mid sixes. So if you have an alkaline soil, it's going to try and bring it down. If you have an acidic soil, it's going to try and bring it up. So if you're a case like yours where your calcium and magnesium levels are okay, you could do something like that. But when you say they're optimal, as long as they're not super high, if they're just in the optimal Goldilocks zone, adding a little bit more is not going to hurt anything. It's a case where they're super like off the charts highs, but I might not add anymore. And I don't get like that's what's going on with your soil based on what you're saying here in the comments. But if that's the case, just send me a copy of your soil test results, and I'll look at it, and we can come up with a plan of action, Grace. If you need my email address, it's right here, ron@golfcourselawn.com, and I'll do my best to help you out. All right. Let's see what other questions here. John says we need more videos. I'm doing my best, Command. Oh, and that's a good point. So someone asked in the live stream, I think it was, actually I won't say your name because you may not have wanted me to say that or not. But he asked, now that I've been doing the course, am I still going to do YouTube? Am I still going to do the live streams? And absolutely, guys, yes, that's definitely going to be a thing. Like YouTube, you guys are the loyal following that I've always had, and just because the course is now available, I'm not going to stop making YouTube content. Like literally the course is from, I got like a request from several people to put together something that was structured. And I literally said, listen, a lot of what is in the course, not all of it, there's actually quite a bit of stuff that's actually not, that I haven't filled any content that's on YouTube for it. But a lot of the important stuff, as far as like mowing, what I'm applying, what I'm using, application rates, those kinds of things, a lot of that you can get from my free content. But if you want, something where you can literally sit down and spend a couple of hours watching everything and learn everything that Ron knows that he used to create my lawn and Alex's lawn, that's what you're getting. You're getting a very structured, no fluff, like you need to know this, do this stuff, don't do these things, make sure all this stuff is in the right order. So it's a way to be more efficient in getting the result that you want, if that makes sense. But yeah, YouTube is always going to be a thing. Live streams will always be a thing as long as you guys enjoy it and you guys want to. As long as you guys keep showing up, I'll keep making them because I enjoy interacting with you guys. It's a good way for me to also learn too, as far as like some of the questions you guys have. Like the one question that Ryan asked about, details around watering. Like that's something I haven't really considered. So that's a good research topic and something I can make some content on. So it's a symbiotic relationship. We're both helping each other out here. So I appreciate it. YouTube content is not going away. Not going to go away at all. All right. Lenny Owensmore says if there's only one thing, here we go. He's trying to pigeonhole me here. He says if there's only one thing you could put down on your lawn, what would it be? If there's only one thing I could do that I could put down on my lawn, what would it be? That's a tough one. If there's one thing I could do to my lawn, it would just be mow, like mow a lot. If I could have one piece of equipment, it would be a mower. That's a tough one, Lenny. If I could only do one thing, man. Here's the thing, it's going to be tough to get the result that I have only using one thing. But if I could only pick one product or use one thing, I would probably go with some kind of, I'd probably go with a granular product that also has rich compost with like some manure in it, because that's a way for me to kind of cheat and get some NPK a little bit, like even though it's just like trace amounts to kind of help feed the soil. Because if you're taking away my ability to spray products, you're taking away my ability to apply granular fertilizers, and I only got one thing, I'm going to kind of cheat. I'm going to use a product that is going to give me that's going to help feed the soil, and it's also going to like give nutrients to the turf as well. So like probably something like Essential G would be if I could have one thing, it'd be CarbonPro-G or probably Essential G. If I could only add one thing to my lawn and not have anything else ever, it'd probably be that. But that'd be a really rough existence. I mean, I think that, I would like here's the thing. You guys think, look at like a lot of things that I make content on, and I actually don't apply that much stuff to my soil. It might seem that way, but any of you guys are in the course or look at the calendar, you're going to see that really outside of like the startup stuff and like the insecticide and fungicide that I put down as preventative, really it's PGR, it's liquid carbon, and it's a liquid fertilizer, you know what I mean? And then a granular fert. So it's like 4 things. It's not a ton of stuff. And the thing that I do most is mowing. Like if you guys want to know the secret sauce, the secret sauce outside of getting great soil. So get a soil test done. Like if you need a soil test, go golf course lawn store. Get the My Soil Test Kit. They're super easy to use. Get that. Know what you need to put in your soil. Focus on building great soil, add carbon, because that's going to improve the uptake of any products that you put on your lawn, and then just mow a lot. Like mow till you don't want to mow anymore. Like that is the secret sauce to getting a great lawn. Like use awesome products and then mow a ton. And that's what's going to do it, man. That would be my thing. So I know I kind of answered your question, but I also gave you my whole take on it. But yeah, I mean, basically, as far as what's putting together my program, I looked at what golf courses do. There's a couple of golf courses in this area, and I said the best parts of golf course that look the best are the greens. And how do they make them look that way? Like, what do they do as far as that? They do hollow tide and aeration. They mow them. They mow them practically every day. They have a liquid program. They don't really use as much granular as much. They tend to spray a lot more. But the big thing for them is a lot of mowing and they focus on creating healthy soil so that the turf can recover quickly from injury. Right. So I said, okay, that's cool. I don't want a green, but I really want grass that looks like a green. So that's what I did. I took that methodology and brought it home, and that's what I've been developing over the last several years, and I finally got a system that we tested last year on Alex's lawn, and in 3 months we were able to make a big change. So I'm very confident that it will work well. So pretty awesome, sir. All right, thanks for the question. Great question. All right, so the question we have here from Daniel Robinson is: what are the benefits I can expect to receive if I apply NutriSolve with C Extra? Okay, that's a good question, Daniel. So NutriSolve is BioPro's liquid micronutrient product. So the benefit of spraying your micronutrients versus going granular is just faster uptake, right? So like if you look at the percentages, the amount of micronutrients that grass needs, it's some cases it's fractions of a part per million. So it's very, very small amounts, right? So that's why like finding a granular fertilizer that has all of them is kind of challenging to find oftentimes. So often the more efficient way to get those is to spray them. And in the case of higher alkaline soil, so let's say you've got like a soil where pH is like 7.5 and higher. So you've got like alkaline soil, right? In those cases, a lot of the micronutrients get locked up. They're not available for the grass. So really, using a product like NutriSolve, where you're able to like kind of bypass the soil and just able to spray directly to the lawn and just allow that to allow the grass to basically, I use the example of taking it in via IV versus taking it in via your mouth. Like it doesn't have to be broken down. Literally, it's like fast tracking it right into the grass. That's one of the benefits of it. So it's faster uptake. If you've got higher alkaline soil, it's a way to still get micronutrients into the grass. And then C Extra is their branding for their kelp product. So adding some kelp extract as well to it as well. So it's a great product. that I think you're going to get really good. You can get really good results with. So hopefully that helps answer your question. If not, let me know and I can revisit it, or send me an email and we can dig into it a little bit more. All right, question here from Jack N in Oklahoma. He says, "Hey, I'm here in Oklahoma and my Bermuda is starting to green up. Nice, I like it." He says, "Do you recommend scalping now or waiting a little bit longer?" So it depends. When you say starting to green up, how much green are we talking here? Are we talking about just along the sidewalk or like near like concrete green, or are we talking about different parts, like parts that are away from concrete that are starting to green up? Once you get past 40% green throughout the lawn, not the entire like 40% lawn is green, but like to where you can see throughout. If you look out at the lawn, you can see, wow, there's some green there, there's some green there, there's some green there. That's when you're a good candidate for scalping. Most people will tell you that scalping is something you really want to do. Like in Georgia, most people are going to be scalping their lawns probably in like April. Like next month is going to be more of a thing for scalping, mainly because the lawn's going to recover faster. I tend to do a little bit earlier in my case, because scalping is also a great way to open up the turf, get a lot of those dead clippings gone, and it's a way to get heat and light down to the turf. So it's going to help the lawn just activating and green up sooner. So if your lawn's already greening up, scalping is going to help your lawn to green up. Most research says 2 to 3 weeks sooner than had you not scalped. And there's other benefits in the sense that you also get rid of a lot of dead material out of the lawn. So without seeing your grass, it's hard to say. I can tell you that it's probably not going to hurt to do it now. You're in Oklahoma, so you're a little further north than I am in Georgia. I mean, I did my pre-scalp, Jack, in like late January, like early February, late January, early February is when I started taking some off. And I wouldn't say, I'm not telling people to do that. In my case, I wanted to just save myself a lot of headache and drama of having to take out spend like basically an entire weekend like taking clippings out of the lawn, because it's a ton of work. And then I finished up my last scalp 3 weeks ago. So the time for me is typically early March, because it helps the lawn to come out of dormancy, green up sooner. That's my thing. So it's up to you. You're not going to hurt if you have Bermuda, which you do have. You're not going to hurt the grass either way. So yeah, if you want to go for it, go for it. Just realize it's going to be a ton of work, and if it's greening up already, scalping is going to help it to green up even sooner. So great question. Let's see. Jenny Pruitt says, "Good evening, Ron." Hey, Jenny, how's it going? It says, "Me and my husband Kenny just moved from Chicago to Dallas from Chicago, and are new to Bermuda." Oh, you're new to the joys and awesomeness of Bermuda grass. Well, congratulations. Out of Chicago and into Dallas, into Texas, that's pretty awesome, man. So I guess as far as warm season things you're gonna know differently, that's different about Bermuda. It likes heat. It likes to be lower. Real mower is a best choice if you really want the absolute best results, but it's something that most people have to work up to. And it's a cool grass. I love it. I love Bermuda. It's a great grass, especially if you're going to work on taking care of your lawn yourself, because when you have oopsies on Bermuda, it's not as bad as some other grass types where you can be looking at a really ugly spot in your lawn, perhaps for an entire season. So congratulations on the move, and congratulations on getting Bermuda. Let's see. Grace, I saw your other question. I think I already answered that one. And let's see what other questions we have here. Jenny says, "I've been watching some of your vids. We're going to order your soil test tonight. Our new neighbor." Cool. Very, very sweet. That's awesome, Jenny. Once you get your soil test results, the ones from my soil are pretty easy to interpret. But if you have any questions, like you get it and it's like, you know what, I'm not really sure what I should do or need help, feel free to email me. My email is right here, ron@golfcourselawn.com. I will do my best to email to answer you. If you email me, you don't get an answer within like 3 days. Just email me again, because I get a lot of email, and sometimes it gets pushed to the bottom and I miss it. So I'm not ignoring you. If you email me and I don't answer you right away, I do my best to do it as much as I can, because right now I can still do that, right? If the channel keeps growing, it's going to become harder and harder to do that. But while I can, I want to be as helpful as I can to you guys, so you get, the best possible result. I don't want to just say, hey, just go buy this stuff and good luck, see ya. I want to help you guys actually be part of your success, if that makes sense. Okay, let's see what other questions we got here. So Kevin says he just added the Wi-Fi module to his Rainbird controller, and they work great. Ron, have you had any experience with Wi-Fi on your irrigation? I don't have that. I don't have one of the fancy ones. I think I can get that for my irrigation system. It's an add-on I have to get. Alex's has that. Like Alex he likes to show off sometimes. He'll be like, he'll like put down fertilizer. And I'm saying, well, yeah, you got to water that. And he's like, yo, I have to water it in. Oh yeah, definitely. That's 1 second. He'll get his phone out and hit it, and like the irrigation will start going. So It's cool. I definitely see the benefits of it. You know, I see the benefits of that kind of thing. Here's the thing for me too. I work in cybersecurity, so like even though you think that like everything in my house would be connected, like I'd have like Nest like thermostats, and I'd have like like the Ring doorbells, and I have like everything would be all wired up, and I actually don't have a lot of that stuff because I have a pretty good understanding how a lot of the technology works, and I've done pen testing on those products, so I know what the strengths and weaknesses are, which is why I'm just, I'm too, I wouldn't say necessarily I'm paranoid, but I have I have a good understanding of reality of what's possible, which is why I tend to be low tech on the stuff that doesn't need to be high tech, if that makes sense. But yeah, people that have those love them, and I am jealous every time Alex shows off and cranks out his phone and turns on his irrigation system. All right. So we have Benjamin Cowley. What's going on, Benjamin, from Australia? Dude, oh man, dude, it's got to be, well, let me see. It's 8 o'clock here. You're like 12 hours ahead, so it's probably mid-morning for you, I guess, maybe in Australia, depending on where you are. He says, love the live streams. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. Appreciate the support. He says, I've got a Jacobson 522A reel mower and considering getting a Groomer reel fitted for my Tiff Tuff. Any advantages versus a standalone verticutter unit? Okay, great question, Benjamin. So here's the thing. When it comes to a groomer and a verticutter, although they seem to be the same, they are not the same. They have different intentions. So a verticutter is designed to be dropped down literally, a quarter inch, half an inch into the turf, below the turf and below the surface, and actually cut and basically cut up a lot of the runners that you see in the grass. So verticutter is going to be a more heavy duty piece of equipment, like the blades are going to be heavier. A groomer is more designed for, it's almost designed to like tickle the turf. I mean, it does do a very, very light verticutting, but it's more along the lines of what a scarifier that's set really, really high does. It's more along the lines of like combing the grass up, like it's grooming it, right? It's combing the grass to present it to the bed knife for a better cut, if that makes sense. So that's why you typically see them used on greens, and most groomers don't normally work well until you get your height of cut to like half an inch or lower. Like half an inch is pretty much the high point of where groomers really become a thing. And, if you have a groomer, I guess if you were at like, I don't know, let's say you were at 4/10 of an inch, you're just below half an inch. If you had it set to half that, so like 2/10, that could work pretty well. But it's really a device that's designed to be used on golf greens. I don't know that, you really want to be running that on your lawn all the time. Like pretty much when I was doing the research for a video that I did on setting up the height of cut in a groomer, like if you want to see that on my channel, I've got like a video that's got like 400 views because there's like not that many people in the world that have groomers on their reel mowers. But when I was doing a lot of the research for that video, I got to talk to a lot of the guys at AccuProducts, talked to several people in the industry that work on groomers that use them on reel mowers, and talked to some people that like the guys at Jerry Pate about them as well. And they're saying that, yeah, you technically can use it on a home lawn, but it's really designed for lower heights of cut. So if you're cutting your lawn at half an inch or lower, a groomer, there are some benefits of that to it, but it's just realize that you're using it in a way that it's not necessarily, that's not the intended purpose for them. They are designed to be used on greens, not necessarily on fairways, which is what most people have on their lawns. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I mean, for me, if I had a choice between getting a groomer reel fitted or getting a standalone verticutter, I would probably go with the verticutter, because like the cost of adding a groomer, I don't know what it costs for a Jacobson, but I can tell you that I priced doing one on my Greensmaster, and it's close to $3,000. It's really expensive to get one put on a mower that didn't already come with it. It's like prohibitively expensive. So for that, you can get a verticutter, which is a better fit for what your lawn probably is going to look like. It's a heavier duty piece of equipment, and you're using then the right piece of equipment for your lawn. So hopefully that helps answer your question. If your mower already comes with one, cool, but I wouldn't go out of the way of adding one unless you're getting a really, really good deal on it. And it's only going to work if you are cutting like half inch or lower. So hope that helps. And thank you so much for chiming in all the way from Australia, man. I really appreciate it, man. That is some dedication. That's some dedication. I really appreciate that. I had a guy from the UK last week, and now Australia. That's pretty awesome, man. Okay, let's see. Osas Konar says, can I put down Syngenta Caravan G as a preventative measure, even though I've never had fungus or fungi on my lawn? Yes, you can. I had lawn fungus on my lawn It was like the year when I switched from the Scotch to the Tru-Cut. So it's got to be 4 years ago at this point, I think. And I put down Caravan G and it smoked it out. I got rid of it, which is nice. And every year since then, I've been using it as a preventative. And it also has an insecticide in it. It's a combination product that's going to help you with grubs, right? So it's going to keep grubs, it's going to keep or help prevent grub damage in your lawn. The thing with Caravan G, with using the fungicide, like the fungicide that's in it only has effectiveness for a month, maybe 6 weeks. So really, you're going to want to be applying that if you're trying to really treat fungus and the optimal time to apply this is probably more in the May timeframe. But if you're using it as a grub treatment, then you'd really want to be applying it like in early April. So if it were me, if you are trying to do prevent grubs, I would use Acelepryn, which is a product that they make, that Syngenta makes. It is only an insecticide. And then if you want just something that is strictly a preventive as a fungicide, their Headway G product is what I would go with. I mean, that's a nice one. Like if you're talking about the best in class, Acelepryn is about as good as you can get, and Headway G is about as good as you can get. If you are looking for something to apply later on in the season, like if you were going to wait until like say May to put down Caravan, that's when it would make sense because you're saving money in the sense that you're getting a combination product. You're getting grub control, and you're also getting a fungicide. So it just depends on what you're trying to do. OSAS, and if you are trying to get Caravan G, I'm not sure if you're gonna go that route, I've got a link here for it. So if you're gonna buy it and if you haven't bought it yet, you can pick it up here. So there you go. So it just depends on what you want to go. There's a couple of different ways to skin the cat. You can do Caravan G, one product to rule them all, or you could, if you want to do like probably the more correct way, using applying a Acelepryn like in next month, and then waiting till a little later in the season to applying like your fungicide. That's when you would go with a Headway, like a Headway G, or there's another one they have that's their older product, like I think it's Heritage G, but I would do that one. I would do Headway. Headway's the better, is the new fancy one that you can go with. And let me see if I have that. Yes, if you decide to go with a Acelepryn OSAS, there's a link here for that. And if you decide to go with Headway G, which is probably the better option for fungicide, then you've got a link there. So you got all three options. You can do any one of them. Doing the Acelepryn Headway G option is going to cost you more money, but it is a better way to do it. If you want to save some money and just have one product to rule them all, Caravan G. But if you're trying to use it for fungus protection, like that is your goal, I would wait till May to apply it. If you're using it for insect protection, like grub protection, I would apply it probably next month. But just realize you're not going to get as much reach as far as fungus protection out of it. So just kind of depends on which way you want to go. Great question. Good question. That's a good one. All right. Daniel Ferraz says, sorry, I'm late from dinner with the fam. What's up, Lom fam? Well, dude, that's important, dude. You gotta spend time with the fam, and going out to dinner is always good. That's always a good thing. We got Princess Cut Lawn Care in the live stream tonight. We gotta definitely acknowledge that. YouTube royalty. George saying, yeah, feels weird to watch you while the sun is out. Dude, I have to tell you, daylight savings time, I know some people like it. I can't. I really wish we'd get rid of that, because it's literally, it ruined my life. It ruined the first 3 or 4 days of this week. It was awful, and literally it almost made me miss the live stream. Because I'm out there Lee gives me the Swardman to go out there and do the Scarifying on the lawn. I'm out there going okay, just a few more passes, and time. It's still light out, and I'm still out there doing that. So I don't really see the point of it. I get that it used to have a reason, but now they should just get rid of it, man. It just it's spring especially is absolutely horrible. But I appreciate you watching, Princess Cut Lawn Care. Thanks for coming to hang out, man. I appreciate the support, and. Most definitely, man. Thanks. I appreciate that. Let's see what else we got going on here. Donnell Burrell says, Ron, what's up? Alabama in the house. I just received my son, Joe, 24-volt electric reel mower. What's a sweet spot height for your lawn? I've never used one of the Sun Joes, Donnell, so I can't tell you for sure. I've never used one on my lawn. If it were me, I would start out like an inch, depending on the smoothness of your lawn. Go for like an inch and just see how it looks, And if it's cutting well at an inch, or you bring it down to like 0.75, like 0.75 inches. Donnell is like in my opinion, that's the sweet spot for reel mowing. That's where you can get like a really awesome looking lawn but without real mowing beginning to ruin your life to where you have to be out there mowing like all the time. Like once you get to like 1/2 inch and lower, like it becomes like a serious thing. Like you have to seriously commit to like spending like, planning your weekends around mowing, because you really got to be out there every 2 days, every 3 days, really, to keep it looking nice. But if you're just starting out, I would go with 1 inch, see how it looks, see if you're getting any scalping, you're hitting any high spots in the lawn, and then work your way down to like 0.75. That's where I would try and run it. And again, I'm saying that assuming that mower will go that low. I've never used a Sunjay, so I don't know what the height of cut is on the mower. But it's a real mower, so it should go down to like, it should be able to do 3/4 of an inch. So that would be what I would target your first year, real mowing. If your turf will tolerate that, if your lawn is smooth enough to be able to tolerate that kind of height. All right, we got a super chat in the house. Thank you so much, Cheryl.
Super chat received.
He says, thanks for always answering my gazillion questions during your busy work week. No problem at all, man. No problem at all, Cheryl. I really appreciate it. Thank you for reaching out to me, because, Cheryl and I, we correspond back and forth in email. She'll have questions about, what she's going on with her lawn and drainage issues and things like that. So it's, again, guys, I mean, I really mean it when I say that I truly do this. I enjoy it. And I mean, it's cool to like have a really awesome lawn, but being able to help you guys, and more importantly, the best comments I get are the ones when someone comments me saying, "Hey man, I started doing the stuff you were saying, and my lawn has never looked better. It's getting better this season than it looked in the past." Like that's the best compliment I can get. So I as long as I can do it, which right now the channel's at a size where, like, from a scale standpoint, I can still like answer emails, and still like respond to every single comment. As long as I can do that, I'm going to keep doing it, because it's you guys. Here's the thing. Like, you guys take time out to watch my content, and there's like, I forget the stat. It's something like 300 hours, or this is probably wrong at this point. It's probably higher than that. Something like 300 hours of content is uploaded to YouTube every minute. It's again, that number's probably outdated. So the fact that you take time out of your day to watch my content, and then much even more to comment on it saying, "Hey, I really like this video," or "I have a question about this," like, for me to ignore you is kind of rude, especially if it's not that, there's not that, my channel isn't so big yet. I'm not trying to be meaner or anything like that. I mean, my channel is not big enough yet to where I can't do that. So I want to be able to keep, supporting you guys as much as I can, because like, it's like, especially now with the Academy, like what you guys got is the recipe we use on Alex's lawn. And I want to make sure you guys get like an awesome lawn. It's not just for me. Like me succeeding is, it's kind of like with martial arts, right? I think that's the karate aspect of it. Like, when you train from white belt to black belt, the idea is you're always taking, right? You're taking you're taking from the instructors, and they're helping you learn new things. Like you're pretty much taking out of the bucket, right? All you're doing is drawing from people that know more than you. And once you test the black belt, like, especially when you get to second dan and higher, you're supposed to become that bucket, and you're supposed to give back. You're supposed to empty yourself out into other people, if that makes sense, right? So that's kind of the approach that I bring to lawn care, and that I want to help you guys have a good result with a little bit that I know, that I've learned from through trial and error and the research that I've done. I want to help people get better lawns. So that's why I do it. So for whatever that's worth. And I'm glad that your lawn's going to get better. I'm sure it's going to be better this season, Cheryl. We got a good plan for your lawn. So I think as long as drainage cooperates, you should be good to go. So pretty good. Thank you for the support and for watching the content. All right, so let's see, what else do we have here? Never Stop Cruising says, "I got limestone from Site 1 and started talking about Pre-Emergent. The rep said to wait 2 weeks to put limestone down after the Pre-Emergent because it will lessen its effect of the Pre-Emergent. Thoughts?" I've never heard that one. The one thing I have heard is that if you're applying lime, you don't want to put down lime and like fertilizer at the same time. Like, kind of what he says, you want to have like a 2-week buffer in between that. So if you're going to put down like lime now, you're going to want to wait 2 weeks to fertilize, or in his case, 2 weeks to their recommendation, 2 weeks to apply pre-emergent. That's partially why you think about it. Like, a lot of times when people apply lime to their lawns, it's typically at least for warm season lawns anyway, it's a fall thing, like when people aren't really fertilizing their lawns anymore, or it's an early spring thing, like before you're putting fertilizer on the lawn, because it gives it plenty of time to work down into the soil and begin, helping to raise pH, helping to correct the soil. So yeah, that's good advice from the Site 1 rep. I would follow that. And 2 weeks isn't that long of a time to wait. I'm not sure where you are, Never Stop Cruising, but there are the lawn care services that are putting out pre-emergent are putting it down now. Like, there are some that haven't started putting it down until now. So 2 weeks, you're still going to be fine. 2 weeks from now, you're still going to be okay to get it down. I would follow their advice. That's actually pretty good advice. All right. Let's see what other questions we have here. We got one from Wind Chariot. He says, "So you got your seed. Are you putting down PGR in May? Will you overseed soon thereafter?" I did get my seed. I got it right here, got my RN15, 25 pounds of it. So yeah, my plan is to, yes, what you're saying, what Chariot is correct. I'm going to put down PGR in May and then overseed. Reason being is PGR doesn't affect, is like PGR and seed, like they play nice together. It's not going to hurt seed. It's going to affect, it only, like the PGR that I use, the T-Nex, the Trinexapac ethyl. The way it works is it interrupts what's called gibberellic acid synthesis, pretty much the division that allows the stalk part of the grass to grow tall. And because seed doesn't really have a stalk because it's not growing yet, it's not gonna hurt that. And the reason why I do that is that because I'm not gonna be able to mow I'm gonna be good. I'm not gonna be able to mow for 2 to 3 weeks. I don't want the lawn to look like hideous. So that's why I get PGR down and then do my seeding process. And my plan is to also do a light top dressing around the same time as I do my seeding. So that's yet another reason why, and last year, and just a, fun fact, last year when I did the top dressing of my lawn and Alex's lawn, like both of our lawns had PGR on them the entire time. Meaning whenever I started putting PGR on my lawn in May, it was under regulation. There was never a time my lawn did not have it was not under the effects of PGR until into September. So it didn't materially affect, at least to my eyes. I mean, your lawn will probably be able to recover faster if you don't put plant growth regulator on it. If you top dress, like that's probably not the smartest thing to do. Like it'll like as far as like the growing through the sand, that's going to happen faster if you don't use PGR. But yesterday, just to test it for myself, I did it anyway. I said I want to see what's going to happen. So both on my lawn and Alex's lawn, PGR was used from May until all the way through until September, and you guys can look at the results yourself. And the lawn bounced back really, really quickly without too much drama. And again, I did a light top dress. The first time, if I had done that the very first time I top dressed the lawn, which was really heavy, it probably would have taken a lot longer. But this is like the third time, will now be like the fourth time the lawn is getting a top dress. So it's going to be very light, and it's going to snap back really, really quickly. So I am going to be using PGR Wind Chariot. All right. JG says, can't wait to use my Essential G on my transplants next week. I'll keep you posted. That's awesome, JG. It's pretty cool. I want to hear your results. I know we're using it for the purposes of turf, but it's a great for people that are doing like organic gardening because it has that the coffee grounds in there. So a person that's trying to look for a way to add just really rich in the soil, like Essential G is a great option for that. The one thing, JG, to be mindful of, I know you're doing it for transplanting. If you're putting Essential G down, make sure that you get it off of hardscape. So like, don't like let it get on. If you get it, it's going to get on like probably your sidewalk or driveways. Make sure you blow it off or sweep it off because it will do some temporary staining. It's not permanent, but you will get some light staining from it if you don't get it off of the lawn after you put it down. But you're not doing that. You're using it for transplants, so not going to be a problem for you. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Lawn Whisperer in the house. What's going on? Lawn Whisperer, we still need to get together. I keep saying we're going to do it. I need to like text you on Insta, and we need to get a plan together to get on together on a live stream. I keep saying I'm going to do that. So have not forgotten. All right, let's see what else do we have here. Daryl says, yeah, Ron, that's what Site One said. What's up? Hey, yeah, that's good. I'm glad Site One's saying hey. He says, when can I start applying? When can I start Brand Supreme Green? You've already got that. It's right. I think you were the one that won it last year, the Christmas giveaway. I already put down Humic and RGS. So you can do, I woke my lawn up when it was greening up, Daryl. I woke my lawn up with a very, very light application of liquid fert. So I used the Turfplex at the lowest rate, which is like 0.10. It's just like a taste of nitrogen to kind of help the lawn, green up. And the lawn liked it a lot. It performed really, really well. So you are in Mississippi, I believe, if memory serves me. So if your lawn is greening up, which it probably should be right about now, yeah, you can go ahead and do that. I would go at the lower rate. If memory serves me with Brand Supreme Green, it's 3 ounces. It's 3 ounces to 3 to 6 ounces is the range. So to start, let's go with a 3 ounce rate. So go 3 ounces per 1,000, with 1 gallon. So if you got a 4 gallon backpack sprayer and you got 4,000 square feet, we're going to say that's going to be, what is that? 4 times 12, it's going to be 12 ounces in your backpack sprayer along with 4 gallons of water. And that's a good, safe, like nice starting. Just wake the turf up nice and easy. Don't slam it with a ton of nitrogen because you don't really need to. You don't need that. The grass isn't growing that much where it's got like high demands for nitrogen just yet. But yeah, you can absolutely do it. I've already put down liquid fert on my lawn, and the stuff that I put down is actually stronger than Brand Supreme Green. Brand Supreme Green is a 12.00 if I remember correctly, and the Turfplex is a 20.23. So yeah, you're gonna be fine. Just go at the lowest rate. possible. And that should get a good result. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Good question. Awesome pieces. When I grow up, you want to be like me. I don't know if you want. I don't know if you want that, man. You'd be being out in your lawn all the time, mowing like a crazy person. People thinking you're, you got a, OCD. Yeah, I don't know if that's just an awesome goal. Moro's in the house. What's going on, Moro? What's going on, Moro? Rayon in the house. What's going on, guys? Thanks for coming to hang out. Let's see what other questions we have here. Eric says, can you make a video on insecticides, what you use and how to apply it? Eric, yes, I can. And that's coming. That's going to be coming. That's going to be coming here soon. My goal is, I am working on it. I'm actually working on it. I actually started scripting that one already. And that is going to be a thing. You are going to see a video on that, and it's not going to be, you're not going to have to wait too long. It's going to be, soon. It's going to be pretty soon when that video is going to drop on insecticides. All about like why you should use them, which one I'd recommend, how to apply it, like application rates, how to apply it. Just, the same stuff. If you liked my content the content that I used for like my style that I used in like the carbon kit video or the Prodiamine, like the herbicide videos, if you like that, you're going to like the one what I'm doing for the insecticide, because it's going to be very to the point, cut. It's going to tell you exactly what you need to know. So yeah, that's definitely coming, sir. All right. Let's see what other questions we got here. Wise Guy says, I'm here now. What's going on? Wise Guy, what's going on, Perry? Thanks. His best DIY live stream show on YouTube. Thanks, no doubt. Congratulations on launching your course, Ron. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words and for the support. I really appreciate that. Let me know if I can help with anything as you go through the content, or if you can help with anything else. All right. Let's see what other questions we got here. All right, so James Thomas says, hey, I'm newish to your channel. I'm in Ohio, so I usually just watch all the cool season grass channels, but they never really mention carbon products. Do carbon products benefit all grass types? Absolutely, James. They do. So the thing with carbon is it benefits the soil, right? It helps improve soil quality. So all grass grows in soil. So it's going to help. It's good for cool season and warm season grass. As far as the things that will work on your lawn that will help you get a better result, I'll cut over here to the store. So the golf course lawn kit, like this kit here that I'm showing you here, that has, actually I can get my face off of here. So the golf course lawn carbon kit, where that has 3 components. You've got release 0, which is 10% micronized carbon. You have NutriKelp, which is a very, very light fertilizer, but this is primarily kelp. So it's 24% kelp extract. And then finally, ByoSpxtrum, this guy, which is a microbial package. So those are all good things for any grass type, right? For any soil type. So whether you're in cool season lawn, warm season lawn, like the carbon kit, which you can get at the golf course lawn store, is going to definitely help improve the results you get in your lawn. It's going to help improve the quality of the soil and the ability of the soil to offer the nutrients to the grass, right? So when you put your fertilizer down, you're going to get more out of it by using these products. And if you have a Site 1 nearby you, go there and get CarbonPro-G. Like it's a granular carbon product that is half, it's not technically half, it's 47% biochar, 47% compost, and there's also a microbial package in it too. So it's a really, really good product, and it's not terribly expensive. If you have a Site 1 nearby, go get it from there. If you don't have a Site 1 nearby, an alternative to that is this product, also on the golf course lawn store, which is called Essential G. It's a granular carbon product. It's got humic acid in it, 5% humic acid in it. It's got a little bit of silicon in it. It's got compost, biochar. It's a really, really, really good product, especially for people that are really into organics. Like this in some ways I like better than CarbonPro-G from that perspective. So if you don't have a Site 1 nearby, Essential G is a great option. So either of those, like any of the carbon products, will work. Like the carbon kit product will work, and Essential G obviously works. You have a liquid and a granular option that's going to help improve the quality of your soil, and it works for all grass types. The fertilizers that I use, also like the Lebanon turf fertilizers, those work well. But I mean, carbon, like everything is carbon. Like we are carbon. Like everything is carbon, right? But products that are designed to improve the quality of the soil, like that use like charged biochar and have a very good compost package, a microbial package in it, and a bunch of other ingredients to help improve the quality. Any grass type is going to benefit from that. I mean, even people that aren't growing grass, like JG, she got a bag of it and she's not even growing grass. She's using it like in her pots, she in her flower pots, whatever things she's growing, in her vegetable garden or whatever she happens to be doing. So it's anything that grows in dirt, it's going to make better. Any of the products will make better, is the answer to your question. A great question. Let me know if I can help with anything if you have any questions about it, sir. All right, Ned G says, I made the live today. Yeah, baby, cool. Yeah, Ned. I mean, the live stream, all these live streams are also available like Saturday morning. They're available right after. But what happens is after I get done, I go through and actually do timestamps. It takes me actually a while to do that. But to save you guys time in case you don't want to hear like the part where I'm just rambling on and just get answers to specific questions, as much as I can, I go through and I put timestamps into the live stream so you can kind of skim through and say, oh, question on what I'm looking for, that. And you can skip to right that part of the show and get your question answered. Unfortunately, there's a limit of how like long a description can be in YouTube. So typically when I get to like about the 2 hour mark is when it kind of falls off. But yeah, glad you're here live, Ned. But there's also some benefits to watching it after the fact too, because you can save time if you don't want to watch the entire thing all the way through. I appreciate it if you do. I could use the watch time, but it's amazing to save you guys time. There's going to be chapters throughout that I put in there that kind of helps you guys just get just the information you need and not what you don't. So very good. All right. Moro says, my Karma Kit quarter came with a spill too, lost about 2 quarts of cap, no biggie. See, Moro, that's the thing that we are trying to correct. And that's why that's why the kits that shipped, that we're going to ship today, were delayed or shipped all this week were delayed because we literally had like yours is the one I'm talking about, and any loss is bad. So the idea is we will, we didn't want to start sending a bunch of these out and then have an issue where people are having like spillage. So there you go. That's like Moro's a perfect example of why if you guys ordered like Monday, you didn't get any tracking information until today. That is why, because I don't want you guys to, you get your new Christmas package, you open it up and there's like, some of it's missing or whatever. And Moro, shoot me an email, man. I think I want to say we've got a replacement coming out to you. I think we do. But if not, email me and I will make sure you get taken care of. Okay, just send me an email here, Ron at Golf Course Lawn. Just shoot me an email, send me pictures of it, of what you had, like what happened, and we'll get you taken care of, sir. Because I don't want you to have a bad result. It's very, very good. Thanks so much for that. And Timmy says, thanks for the feedback on the soil test. Thank you for sending it in to me, sir. I enjoy it. I like looking at different kinds of soil tests because it's fun. It's kind of fun playing detective. And the thing is, like acidic soil is easier to fix, probably because I'm a lot more familiar with that because that's what I tend to have. But when you get the alkaline soil, that's a bit more challenging as far as products that you can apply that don't also contain like a ton of nitrogen. Like there's a couple of products that Clemson makes that are good for that. But I mean, the cool thing is that soil tests are fun because it's good to see like what different parts of the country are dealing with, and it's just it's fun to come up with the challenge of recommending a set of products that'll help you guys get your soil moving in the right direction. So I'm glad that you found that useful, Timothy. All right, let's see what other questions we have here. Let's see. And Daniel says, I had a company come out to check out bumpy soil and some trouble spots I'm concerned with. They're talking about a complete renovation, tearing up the whole yard to get the soil level. No thanks. Next. It depends, man. Normally that's not necessary. Like, I mean, especially if you're, Daniel, if you live like in a subdivision where they like, where they did like a decent job grading it, like you typically don't have to do a full renovation to get the lawn smoother, but it depends. I mean, I haven't seen your lawn. I don't, it is, doing a renovation is cool. Like, when might I do a renovation? Like, if I'm trying to change grass types, like if you're trying to do Arden 15 the correct way, not the Ron Henry way of overseeding Bermuda, like you're trying to do it the correct way, that is when burning out your lawn, like burning down your lawn with like glyphosate, or a full reno makes sense. But just to get it level, because here's the thing, right? If they go through and they like renovate your lawn, like they do it, they get a sod cutter out, they get all the current existing grass out, they level it, and they put new sod down, it's still not going to be super level. Like, it's still gonna, like, I've never seen a lawn where they put a fresh lawn in, and at least not from the ones around here anyway, and the lawn was so smooth that it would not have benefited from a top dress. So I don't know how bumpy your lawn is to be able to say whether that's a good deal or not, but in most cases, a top dress can take care of it. But now here's the thing: if you're not doing the top dressing yourself, or you're paying someone to do it, it might be comparable to doing a lawn renovation, because top dressing and paying a service to do top dressing is not cheap. It's not inexpensive. If you're doing it yourself, you can probably save some money. So without knowing for sure, I can't really weigh in on that one too much, Daniel. Let's see. What other questions do we have here? Vitaly, Urenko, I need to take a sip of my water here tonight. He says, is there any harm to for early aeration? Depends on how early you're talking about. Vitali. I've aerated my lawn as early as earlier than now. So I've aerated my lawn as early March. And then I've aerated it later on, like when you're supposed to really do it, which is like in April, May. And it didn't really I didn't have a negative result either way. The benefit of doing it early is that if you're planning on putting down like a starter for a fertilizer, or you're putting down like some carbon products, or you're putting down like Essential G or CarbonPro-G, like having like the turf opened up, there are some benefits to that, like being able to put like, you're able to fast track those nutrients in the soil. So that's one definitely benefit of doing a little bit early. As far as harm, I have not seen that. I've not seen that to be the case in my lawn. The negative of doing it too early is if the lawn isn't out of dormancy, like if it's not actively growing, it's going to look bad for longer, right? Like if you aerate your lawn, like let's say you're like wild man, you aerated your lawn like in February, right? That you wouldn't want to do that because it's going to look hideous until like March, April, and it's just, that wouldn't be a good plan. So March is the earliest I've done it, and I've done it as late as into April, May, and I've gotten good results either way. So if your lawn is greening up, meaning that you're seeing some active growth and you want to go ahead and aerate, there's not really going to be any negatives in doing that. It's just going to take longer to green up and to recover from aeration if you do it earlier. That has been my results, my testing. That's what I've seen. All right, let's see what other questions we have here. So Horace says, I'm thinking about overseeding tomorrow, but I don't have an irrigation system. That's going to be challenging, sir. So if you don't have irrigation, first, I don't know what part of the country you're in. Unless you're in Florida and you're trying to oversee, or you're trying to put down like a warm season, like Bermuda seed, it's probably too early to do that. Like I wouldn't do that just yet. Unless you're like in South Florida where it's hot already, I wouldn't do that just yet. But what's going to mean is if you don't have like an irrigation system, you're going to be dragging the hose out and like watering it. So that literally is the hardest part to me about like trying to establish warm season grass seed, is that the irrigation, the watering requirements, like actually prepping the soil and getting it down and applying it and putting like some peat moss or something over it. That part's not that hard. But it's the watering. You have to keep water on it for you to get a good result. So, think about it. I mean, right now it's still too early to be putting down warm season grass seed, unless you're like in South Florida. And you're going to want to work out some kind of way, a plan for getting water on the lawn prior to doing that, because that's going to be a huge part into getting your results done. Let's see here. What other questions do we have? So, you said you scared my R50 won't germinate. Yeah, I mean, if you without water, it's probably not going to. You're going to need water for sure. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? What other questions do we have? Okay, so Wise Guy says, what can I use for dollar spot? Greencast and Genta website is predicting 25% increase for this fund guy this year in the coming weeks for Alabama, moving from south toward the north. Great question. So for dollar spot, Wise Guy, what you're going to want to use is Headway G. So this is a perfect example. That's a great question as to where Headway has the advantage over Caravan G, because Headway G has two active ingredients. Like I forget which one is in. I want to say Caravan G only has the azoxystrobin, but Headway G, Caravan G only has the azoxystrobin, I believe. Whereas Headway G has the azoxystrobin and propiconazole, which is what you need for dollar spot. So Caravan G will not take care of is not going to take care of dollar spot, I don't believe. Headway will. So I will send you this. So Wise Guy at Wise Guy. Headway G, that's what you need to get for dollar spot. If you've not, here's the thing, I've got to be interested in finding out if you've not had it before. If you've had it before, definitely. But if you want, in other words, regardless if you've had it before or not, if you want a product to use for that, Headway G is the one to use. I would not go for Caravan G for dollar spot treatment. That is the one to go with. Let's see what else we have here. Lisa said, yes, a coupon code would be great. I'm not sure what that's for, Lisa, but if you just chime in a little bit later, I can figure that out. Let's see what other questions we have. Here, Hunter, there we go. Hunter, yeah. Wow, I'm way behind on comments. Only now you guys are getting to the question about my irrigation. So yeah, Hunter, that's what I got. I got a Hunter. Thank you guys. Sorry, man, I got to speed up. I'm going way too long on this. Okay, Morrow says, when are you and BYD going to get, when are you going to get BYD on the live show? I've got to ask him. It's a good question. I will make a note on that. Actually, I'll just take a screenshot of it because then I can review it later. Get BYD on. I'll have to reach out to him, see if he wants to come on. If he wants to, he's more than welcome to. More than likely. I'd love to have BYD on, man. It'd be a lot of fun because he's actually a pro. I think BYD does lawns for a living, so it's always be cool to have him on and have him tell me, like, yeah, Ron, you're doing a pretty good job, but here's are all the things. Anytime I have like someone that actually does it professionally on, it's interesting to have their perspective because like what I do on my lawn works really well for me and it'll work well for most DIYers, but it's not something that scales well for a lawn care service because like, unless you're going to charge them, I don't know, $1,000 a month because you got to be out there mowing all the time. It's kind of hard to do. So yeah, it'd be interesting to hear his perspective on things because BYD's the man. If you talk about a man that can tell you how to get a great looking lawn using primarily like off the shelf stuff from Home Depot, man, he's got it. He's got a formula on that. He's definitely the guy. And how to get a great looking lawn using a rotary because he still cuts his lawn, I believe, with a rotary, and he's got a great looking Bermuda lawn. So he proves that you can have a good looking Bermuda lawn with a rotary mower. So yeah, great point, Mauro. I'll have to reach out to him and see when or if he wants to come on. Very cool. All right, let's see what else we got here. B Gaines says, "Hey Ron, CarbonPro-G has been my carbon of choice for the last year. Since I do have a site 4 miles of my home, I follow your recommendation on Essential G. Should I switch? No. I mean, here's the thing. If you want to try out Essential G, go for it. Here's the thing. I appreciate it. I mean, I sell it. It's on my store. it's a great product. And I mean, if you want to buy some, absolutely. But I'm not going to tell people to switch away from CarbonPro-G to Essential G strictly because I'm carrying it. I mean, they're both excellent products. Like Mirimichi Green literally makes both of them. They're both great. You're both going to get a great result with both of them. If you want a product that has a bit more compost, it has a little bit more natural fertilization to it, as far as like trace amounts of NPK. Even though it's not necessarily on the bag, but the coffee grounds do release a little bit of can act as like very organic fertilizer. Essential G is good. I mean, try both. If you got a carbon site one nearby, keep buying the CarbonPro-G, but maybe pick up a bag of Essential G here and there and sprinkle it in along with your applications. That's what I'm going to be doing this season. So yeah, I mean, you are not missing out on anything if you're using CarbonPro-G. It's an excellent product. Really, really good product. Essential G also excellent product. It's like the difference between using one fertilizer from Lebanon Turf, like using like a ProScape from Lebanon Turf, or using like a Country Club. I mean, yeah, that's not a great example because the Country Club is better, but they're both excellent products. You're not going to get a bad result with either of them, if that makes sense. So keep doing what you're doing, man. Get some Essential G, sprinkle it in with your applications, and go from there. All right. Let's see what other questions we got here. Pacific Northwest Lawns in the house. It says, "Good evening, Ron. Sorry I'm late, bud. What's going on? Thanks for coming to hang out." Fist bump. Ratio. That's why I don't have. That's one I don't have. He says Ratio. The LG says Ratio does not have specific settings for seeding, but you can set your sprinklers in short increments as often as you like. Exactly. That's what I'm going to do, and that's what I think really makes the most sense. But thank you for chiming in, LG. Always the man filled with obscure knowledge. I like it. Always there to bail me out in the comments. And then the Yard says, yeah, he chimed in. He answered your question. Says, don't seed with Bermuda until temps get consistently over 7 degrees and you can water. That's great advice because air temps over 70 really probably is going to correlate to like soil temps being 65 there-ish or higher. And you definitely want soil temps to be at 65, like average to be 65 or higher before you put down R15 because it's expensive, man. Trust me, I know it's very expensive. I just bought that and it's not. It's not a cheap seed. You want to put it down at the right time, so you get the best possible result. Because if you look at the lawn, go check my Instagram, man. It's a beautiful grass seed. Like this spring, it's looking really, really nice. Let's see what other questions we have here. And here, let me rolling down. Some people talking about doing renovations. Let's see. And Todd Wariznik. Todd, I've got to practice your name. Every week you used to comment and I butcher your name every week. I got to do better. I'm sorry about that. Really sorry. Says, Ron, how are you doing tonight? I am doing well, sir. I'm excited. I'm waiting for tomorrow. I can't wait to go to sleep tonight so I can wake up early tomorrow morning and finish scarifying the lawn before I have to go to karate in the morning. But I'm going to wake up early and get that done before because it was a lot of fun. It was more fun than I thought it was going to be to do that. He says, nice lawn shirt. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Just got in a bag of biochar. I have 2,000 square feet. Is it okay to put down the whole 40-pound bag all at once? I know it has nutrient value. Absolutely. You can absolutely do it. You can absolutely do it right now if you want. If you want to put the entire 40-pound bag down on 2,000 square feet, not going to hurt anything. Like heavier, when it comes to CarbonPro-G, and Essential G, really the limiting factor for most people is budget. Like it's how much money do you have to spend to buy this stuff? Because for most people are never really going to get to the point that's considered saturation. Like if you go and do like research on biochar and like when too much when how much is too much, you'll see all kinds of conflicting data on that. And then like as far as the most conservative number, like I read like a bunch of different papers on this. The most conservative number says something around 120 pounds per 1,000 square feet. So if you think about how much CarbonPro-G you have to put down, let's do the math on that. If you did, let's see, CarbonPro-G is like it's half biochar, right? So let's say let's call it 50%. So I can't do the math in my head really quickly, but it's something like 20 bags, more than that, per 1,000 square feet, which you have to apply to really get to that level. So most people aren't going to do that. So the long short of the answer is go to town, enjoy yourself, put it down super heavy. If you want to go buy another bag tomorrow, you can do that too. It's not gonna hurt anything. When you're putting down CarbonPro-G or Essential G, you are literally feeding the soil. You're creating a better environment for your grass to do better in. So it's not going to hurt anything. It's no different than putting down compost on your lawn. But I mean, this is like almost like compost on nitrogen, right? Or on nitrous. It's like supercharged compost. It's really, really good stuff. Like, it's probably a bad comparison comparing it to compost. It really isn't that. Okay, what other questions do we have here? Let's see. So Morrow says, I picked up the first recommended based on my soil test. Can I also drop it? Can I drop it and also do my carbon application with some Supreme Green and Carbon Pro L or separate it? So let's see here. So you want to, so yeah. So the carbon and fertilizer, those two doesn't matter. You can do those like at the same time. You can do them the same day. Those two can integrate, no problem. There's not like if you do this, you shouldn't do that. Carbon Pro L as well. There's no nitrogen in that. So yes, you can do that as well too if you like. So the short answer to your question is yes, you can do them all on the same day if you want to. Absolutely. So if the sequence I would do that in, if it were me, I would do probably the granular first, and then I'll do the granular first, and then come back and spray afterwards. That is how I would do it. And then let the spray, let the Carbon Pro L and the contents of the carbon kit, the Release Zero and the NutriKelp and biochar and the ByoSpxtrum, let that sit on the grass for several hours. I mean, the uptake is pretty much instant. Within an hour, like most of it's gonna be taken up, because the particle size they use the Mirimichi uses is something like on the order of like 300 or 400 Dalton, which I know you know what that means, but it's like it's small on the atomic level. It's super tiny. So like when you spray stuff on your lawn, within an hour it's like it's taken up. But just because you also have the Carbon Pro L, I would give it, let's say if you did this all in the morning, let's say you woke up tomorrow morning, Morrow, and you put down your granular fertilizer and you also sprayed that concoction, the carbon application, the Supreme Green, the Carbon Pro L, I would not water until the evening if you want to do that. Or if you want to wait till the next day to water, that's fine too. That's either one of those will work. But I wouldn't put the granular down and water right away. Like give the foliar some time for uptake. Okay. But yeah, you can do them all. You should be good to go. All right. What other questions do we have? Let's see. Let's see. Todd says, my buddy and I do a mental health podcast and lawn maintenance in my escape. I really enjoyed it a lot. Thank you for building the lawn community. It is, and that's what it is for me, man. Like people don't get like why I like mowing so much, Todd, but it is therapy, man. Like it's not karate, even though I love karate, I love martial arts, love training, love getting a good sweat. And it's not work, and it's just something. You know what's fun about lawn care is it is like the perpetual chase. It's like the thing, and it's for some people drive them crazy, but me, I just love it. Maybe I'm insane, but I like the fact that it's never quite perfect. Like there's always something to improve, always something to make better. And it's just relaxing. It's relaxing to see like the lawn's a little bit scruffy. You go through and you mow it and you can look back and you're like, oh wow, look at the stripe action. It looks really cool. All the stripes are there. The lawn looks great. It's all nice and crisp. And you know what? In like a few days, I can get to do it all over again if I want to, right? So it's like something you constantly get to do. And it's about enjoying the journey. It's about enjoying all the fun associated with it. So I totally get that you like it, Todd. And it sounds cool what you and your buddy are doing about your podcast around mental health and lawn maintenance. That's a cool one. All right. So Lisa Cage says, I have a lot of Poenya and I put down image. Should I wait to put down fertilizer? If you already put down image and you want to put down the two are not linked. So yes, you can put down image. Image takes a while to work. So here's the thing, Lisa, you put down the image. Do not like get out there every day looking at it, because literally it's going to be 3 to 5 weeks, closer to that 5 weeks before the POA begins dying off. Like I was looking at Alex's lawn today when he was mowing. And granted, we also put negate on his lawn, but even prior to that, it wasn't until the 4 week period is when the POA really started turning like it was beginning to hate life. So when you put down the image, no, it's going to take a while to begin dying off. You didn't do anything wrong. And then your fertilizer, it's separate to that. So yeah, you can absolutely fertilize if your lawn is greening up. Go light because we're still a little bit early in the season. You don't need to go really heavy on fertilizer just yet. But yeah, you can do that. No issues whatsoever there. All right, what other questions do we have here? Marcus says, "Can you do a review of an electric reel mower? Sundro just came out with a new cordless reel mower. If Sundro wants to send me one, I'll do a review on one. Sure. I mean, I'll absolutely do one. I'm not going to buy another reel mower. If they want to send me one and and then we can do a giveaway with it if someone wants it or if I can, whatever. I don't know. I have no problem with doing an electric reel mower review, Marcus. I just have to get my hands on one. But I am not going to buy one because I don't need yet another mower to keep around. So, Sundro, if you're watching, send me one and I will do a very detailed and fun review. I'll do a comparison with it compared to like gas mowers. And we'll see. I'm sure it's gonna be a fun one. I think the people that have been have gotten those have had good things to say about them, Marcus. So it's probably a fine mower. And thank you so much, Wise Guy. If you are enjoying this, if you join the live stream, give me a thumbs up. Give you a like. It's free for you guys to use. Easy way to support the channel, and also gives me a chance to take a sip of my tonight. I don't have any lemonade. I ran out of lemonade, so I'm just drinking like sparkling water tonight. So it's easy way for you guys to help support the channel. All right, let's see what other questions we have. Horace saying, "My only goal is to get my lawn to the next level." Horace, so even though I talk about tons of products, I talk about like the carbon kit, I talk about like the Humic Max fertilizer and all those other things. The most important thing, by far, the most important thing to having a great looking lawn is to mow it a lot. Like get the right mower, right equipment, and mow it frequently. Like get a soil test done. Like put products into your soil that are going to help improve the quality of your soil. But then as far as like getting a lawn that looks great and like is really dense and just fun to look at, it looks almost fake when people drive by and look at it, mowing. It's the thing that it's the thing that people that you can't. Mowing is the one thing that we can't bottle. If I could bottle mowing and put it in a bag, I'd be a very, very wealthy man. But unfortunately, there's not really a way to do that. So, but yeah, mowing is a big part of it. Get a soil test done, feed the soil what it needs, and just mow, and mow some more, man. And you're gonna get a great result. Ryan says, "When is the most appropriate time to apply CarbonPro-G? Anytime?" Yes, absolutely. You can apply. I've been applying it monthly, Ryan. The only time I'd say not to apply it is if you're somewhere where the ground freezes. So during the winter, I wouldn't do it because again, if you're like up north where you get snow on the ground and the ground freezes, don't put any CarbonPro-G down. Don't put any granular or any product in your lawn if there's snow on the ground or the ground's frozen. But outside of that, whenever you want, whenever your budget will allow for it, more is better. That's it's not gonna hurt anything. All right, let's see what we have here. Ronnie C says, "Is Essential G safe if you have dogs?" Absolutely, it is safe. It is not gonna hurt your dogs. I mean, it's along the lines of saying, Ronnie, if you took it's got coffee grounds in it. Everything that's in it is organic, so you can absolutely put it down. It's not gonna hurt your dogs. The one thing I might do if you are gonna put Essential G down and you have dogs, is that I would probably put it down and I'd probably water it in so it's not sitting on the surface. Reason for doing that is that you don't want the dogs to maybe get it on them and it'll, maybe get their paws dirty or whatever. I don't know if you care about that kind of stuff. But outside of that, like as far as harming them, no, there's no issue. I mean, people use it. Essential G is used a lot of times in communities where people are using it to actually grow food products or other products that actually have to, that people are going to consume or apply to their skin. So yeah, it's absolutely safe for your dog. No problem, no issues there. Only thing I'd say is if maybe water it in if you don't want to get your dog's pet their paws or their fur dirty from it, assuming they're light colored dogs. All right, let's see what we have here. Lisa says, "Is carbon better than humic acid?" They are they're comparable. Lisa, so it's saying it's better. It's like, so what a lot of research shows is that biochar has greater effectiveness than humic acid. That's what some of the research will show. But there's also research that says that humic acid works well. I mean, but if you look at a lot of the studies, humic acid is great, biochar is great. Per volume, when you put it down, biochar tends to do a better job as far as making as far as availability, definitely as far as water retention, and it's just, I mean, it's really you're not gonna hurt yourself by doing both. The answer to your question is yes. Do both of them. Do both. There's not really, because I don't want to get into a war of like one product or one soil amendment is better than the other, because they all work together. A good example, like Essential G has biochar in it, has carbon in it, and it has humic acid. Like most, so it's like the two. It's almost along the lines of people say, should you do hollow tine aeration or liquid aeration? The answer is yes. Do both of them. They both have a role. They both have benefits. So my answer to your question is I would do both, Lisa. Good question. All right, let's see. I've already answered the question. Cherry talking about this, whether you put on your lawn, it would be an aloe with accessories. I think they were talking about products. Okay, so we got a super chat here from Josh Habib. We can take care of that.
Super chat received.
He says, happy Friday, Buzz. Started the lawn journal with pictures today. Thanks for the advice. Also, when are we getting a tour of the garage with the lawn accessories? Want to make sure I'm not missing anything. You're not missing anything, dude. You've seen everything. I mean, in my garage, what have I got in there? I've got a couple things I can't show you guys yet. But you'll see some of those things next month. But as far as like hardware, you've seen it. You got the mower, you got the Tru-Cut, you got the greens mower, you got my Earthway, my spreader. There's nothing else really interesting in the garage really to look at. There's fertilizer, there's some CarbonPro-G in there. There's nothing else really. Nothing else really that's nothing else that you haven't already seen that's cool. Nothing else that you've not seen and that I can show you right now. How about that? Just you would be bored. You'd be like, that's it? Really? Yeah. I think your garage, Josh, is probably cooler than mine. If I had to guess. All right. What other questions do we have here? Brad said, I just picked me up a new Greensmaster 1600, 540 hours, and it started on the first pull. So ready to reel mow. It's really awesome. Gotta applaud that. Congratulations, Brad, on the new reel mower. Greensmaster 1600 is a nice bit of kit. So congratulations, man. I'm sure you're gonna get really good results with it. I love mine. Like it was, I didn't think that, again, I had a Tru-Cut before and I didn't think the Greensmaster would make that much of a difference. I'm thinking, okay, well, how much better can it really be? It's a lot better. So if it's your first mower, you went right to the top. You went full Monty. You went like as good as you can get. Right at the start. I mean, when I say good as you can get, like John Deere makes a great mower, Jacobson makes a really good mower, and Toro makes a really good one too. So I'm not trying to say that, you can only buy a Greensmaster. Any of the greens mowers are very, very good. They all offer like great qualities of cuts. All right, let's see what we got. So Torrance is saying, senior citizen McLane, 25 GR series reel mower. Congratulations, Torrance. We got to applaud that. It's got to happen. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations to getting your McLane. I'm sure you're going to get really good results with it. And that 25 inches, that's a good size too. That's a good size for like good, nice wide stripes, but also maneuverable enough that you can get it in and into tight places too. So good job on that choice, sir. All right, let's see what other questions we have here. Wise guy says a lawn group, a tree company cut my neighbor's tree across the street. Their truck partially created an indentation in my zoysia. Wow. Ouchie, 36 inches long and 2 inches deep. I'm boiling. Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that, dude. That stinks. It will bounce back. I mean, just 2 inches deep. That's a bit more than you can do with a top dress in one go too. I don't know, man. You can top dress and just build it up slowly. And I'm sorry to hear that. That stinks. That's really bad. Here's the thing. I would not let them fix it, because them fixing it's going to mean they're probably going to dig it up and try and put like topsoil under it. They're probably going to make it worse than what it already looks like. So I would just top dress it, man. Just slowly try and correct it over time. Unfortunately, that stinks. Ugh, that's painful. That is painful. All right, other questions here. So Brothers World says, missed that one. Says, hi Ron, love your live streams. 2 questions. Okay, first question. Number 1 is, do the people you work with know your live stream and do all this lawn stuff? Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah, it's funny. Some of them do. The ones that are into lawn care do. So yeah, they do know that I do lawn care, and a lot of them don't really get it. They think it's kind of crazy, I guess. But I mean, whatever. I mean, here's the thing. People do other stuff in their free time. There's some people that do fishing in their, I'm stepping on a can of worms, because fishermen, if you think lawn care people are hardcore, talk to people that are into fishing. Those people are super, super hardcore. So to me, it's not really any different, but I mean, some people get it, some people don't. And let's see, what are the questions? So yes, people do know about it. And then, or at least some of them do. The ones that care about anyway do know. And then the second one is, Do you cringe while watching football on TV and see the field get torn in front of you? It does hurt a little bit. I always like to watch the field at the beginning before they start playing. I look at it and say, oh, what kind of grass that is? What kind of grass they put down there? How high are they cutting that? It looks kind of cool. But yeah, it's just that's all par for it, man. I mean, it's a playing surface, right? It's designed. That's what it's designed for. I mean, they pay people a whole lot of money to keep those fields looking good between games. So there you go. Let's see. Lisa K says, how much is the stripe action shirt? I don't know. I think they're $25, Lisa. If you want one, you can go to youtube.com. Go to my YouTube store. I used to have a link in here. And because I'm bad at live streaming, I don't have it up. Let me see if I can find it really quick. So I can type this really quickly if I can do it live. RonHenry.com. Let's see, YouTube.com. Here we go. It's under the store. So go. Go here, Lisa. Let's see, youtube.com/store. Yeah. So go to youtube.com/RonHenry/store, and that will take you to the shelf that has all the merch. If you want the stripe action shirt, I actually introduced a new one that has like a mower on it that's kind of cool that I like. So go check that out if you are so inclined. I would appreciate it. And I'll put a link in here in the chat for you, Lisa. So let's see, at Lisa Cage. There you go, and it is there. That's where you can get your very own stripe action shirt or hat or stickers and that kind of thing. So very cool. Thanks for asking. All right. Other questions here. What are your thoughts on a push reel mower? They're awesome. Here's the thing. I hate to admit this, so you guys are gonna think I'm crazy. You're probably gonna all like quit watching the live stream when I tell you this, but I used to use a push reel mower on my entire lawn, which is like 12,000 square feet. At first I started out with an 18-inch one, and then I upgraded to a 20-inch one. So I got lots of love for the push reel mowers, man. I mean, it's a great start, and they don't. I'm gonna be real with you. They don't produce the same quality of cut that a powered mower like a Tru-Cut can, and certainly not like a greens mower, but they still look better than a rotary on a warm season grass. So if you want a better looking turf and you got a warm season grass, a push reel mower is going to do a great job. So let's see here. Good question. Let's see what other questions we have. Let's see. Edward Jude says, I have Princess 77 grasshopper, and for Princess 77 has been discontinued. I need to reseed. Is there a new variety of Arden 15 Bermuda? Is there a big difference between that and Princess 77? So yes. So if you're depending on how long you've been watching my channel, Edward, the very first overseed on my lawn was with Princess 77. There's actually a video. If you go to YouTube and do like Ron Henry, Princess 77 Tifway, there's actually a video that has like a comparison between Princess 77 and Tifway. So yes, I have done what you're doing, and last year, because Princess 77 isn't a thing anymore, and I got some Arden 15. They do match up really, really well. I mean, you look at my lawn; it's literally a mutt lawn. It's Tifway 419 to start. That's the base sod, and it's a little bit of Princess 77 and a lot of Arden 15. So if you want to see what it looks like, you look at my lawn. That is an example of what Tifway 419 with Princess 77 and Arden 15 on it will look like. And if you want to see what Princess 77 looks like specifically, just look at that video. But I would go to Arden 15. Arden 15 is the grass you want to buy if you were considering Princess 77. Okay, but no, there's not a huge difference in them, and as far as look anyway. Arden 15, they fixed something where Arden 15 germinates a little bit faster than Princess 77. So that's a benefit. If you're gonna get one, get Arden 15. All right, let's see here. Any advice on getting rid of moles and gophers? There is, man, I used to have a thing on that. I used to have as far as moles, there is a mole poison here. There is a mole poison that you can use, and I hate to do that because I hate to see you guys going out and killing off the poor moles. But you can use that product, JW. Let me see. Let me actually tag you at J. I'm not sure if you're still in there. Yeah, there you are. Boom. Yep. So this product you can use for it. That's an option for getting rid of moles. Some people will say that if you get rid of their food source, like if you get rid of grubs, because they eat grubs, if you get rid of them, that will help. But I mean, from what I understand, grubs are only one of many things that moles eat. So I don't think that even if you were to put down like an insecticide and kill out and like strongly reduce the grub population in your lawn, that's going to be enough to get rid of the moles. You're probably going to need to use something like what I just linked there, which is like a poison that looks like a grub. They eat it and it kills them. So I mean, there you go. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps. I'm sorry that you're dealing with moles in your lawn. I've not had to deal with that one. All right, let's see what else we have here. Torx Web says, late getting in, I went down the rabbit hole and picked up a GM 1600. That's how it starts. And it says, soil tests show low NPK and suggested 5 pounds of triple 13 Bermuda. Just getting the green haze. Is 0.65 pounds of N too much this early? I wouldn't go that early. That early. I wouldn't go that heavy just yet. I wouldn't go that heavy Torx Web just yet. Let me see. What is that? 0.65. Actually, let me see. 0.65. What is that? See, it's a 13. So if we put that down at 3 times 0.13, if we put that down at 5 pounds, let's see. Yeah, if we put that down at, I don't know, 5 pounds, 0.65. It depends. If it's a slower release, which it probably is, that's probably okay. Torx Web, the more I think about it, you're not hitting it too hard. That's probably fine. It depends on how much your grass is greening up. And if you're also dealing with, if the triple 13 you're using is also like got a fairly high percentage of slow release nitrogen, then I'd be more inclined to do it. You can go a little lower. I mean, 5 pounds per thousand for that is what gets you 0.65. So if you want to back it down just a smidge, maybe to 4 pounds, put down a little bit lighter, you're probably going to be fine. But again, I'd want to make sure that your grass is at least greening up before we start putting down lots of fertilizer. And you didn't say that, but you said you actually did. Yeah, green haze. You're getting the green haze. So yeah, you're probably fine, man. That's light enough that by the time it breaks down and starts becoming available, it'll be good to go. So yeah, I stand corrected. That's a good number. 0.65. That's about 5 pounds per thousand, and yeah, you should be good to go. Don't go heavier than that, though. Do not go heavier. I mean, most people, you tell them put something out at 5 pounds per thousand, they put it down at 7, because like if 5 is good, 7's better, right? But seriously, this early in the season, don't put a ton of nitrogen in the soil just yet. The grass doesn't need it. All right. What other questions we have here? Let's see. They call me D says, hey Ron, Charlotte checking in. What's going on, Charlotte? You're going to put down CarbonPro-G just bought last week. Is there an optimal soil temperature for the soil to really take advantage of the product? No, not really. I mean, the microbial activity will pick up more whenever the soil temps get into the 50s, but you put it down, it just stays in the soil. And whenever it's kind of like almost like you're putting down Milorganite in February. Like if you put down Milorganite in February, it's probably not going to do a whole lot to your lawn, assuming you don't get like really crazy rains and it washes out. It's not going to do a whole lot. It's just going to kind of sit there until temps get to where they need to be, and then the microbial activity is going to help begin breaking it down. But like there are other things in CarbonPro-G, the compost, the biochar, like those things are things that just help improve soil quality, regardless of soil temperature. So it's only the microbial aspect of it that you probably will see a little more benefit when temps get higher. But I've been applying this stuff since June until now. Every single month it's been going down. So you're not going to hurt anything by putting it down early. Great question, though. Brian G says, how do you treat for nematodes in Zoysia? I'm not sure on that one, Brian. I'm going to have to take that one under consideration. If anyone in the chat has the answer to that question, I'm going to have to, please chime in. But I will, I'll take that one as a question to answer for next week, Brian. Or if you want to answer sooner, email me. Where is this? Here it is. There we go. Email me here. Saying, hey, this is Brian G from the live stream. I asked about nematodes. And once I have an answer, which will probably be this weekend sometime, I'll write you back and I'll let you know, so you don't have to wait till next week to find out. But I will pick this as something that I have to answer on the live stream next week, unless someone in the comments already knows and they tell you. Great question. All right, let's see what we have here. Steve Upton says, hey man, you're the man. Let's see what he says. Steve says, you're the man. I've learned a lot from you. I've been in the trade for 20 years. Thank you so much, sir. That's a great compliment. I really, really appreciate it. I'm sure there's a lot I could learn from you as well. Again, because you probably work in the industry where you're cutting lawns for a living, so it's different. That's a different game than like trying to get a Bermuda grass lawn, especially as a DIYer. All right. Steven Velasquez says, hey Ron, do you know anyone with a Husqvarna auto mower? Could you give your thoughts on it? What you know about it? Is it the auto mower, the robot mower? I think that's what it is. If so, first of all, no, I don't know anyone that has one. And I don't want to really chime in because here's the thing. I like mowing. I like mowing my grass. So it's not something that I would probably buy. Like maybe when I'm older and I can't mow anymore and I just want my grass to look decent, then yeah. If they make a real mower one of them when I'm older, I could probably consider that. But I literally like mowing my grass. So I wouldn't want to turn that over to a robot. So I don't know much about it. I don't know anyone that has one. I think it definitely serves a good purpose for people. For the market that it's designed for, I think it's probably a great option, right? Like if you're a person that hates mowing grass and you just want to kind of like what do you call those little robots? The little dust cleaner robots. I don't know what the names. They're round. They're the round circular thing that runs around and sweeps up your lawn. Sweeps up your lawn. Sweeps up your floor. Vacuums your lawn. Those kind of automated robots. So if you're that kind of person and you just you don't like mowing grass, then yeah, I think it's a great fit for that. But for me, it's not a great fit because I like mowing my grass. Like I would not want to turn that over to someone else. Let's see what else we got here. Hey Ron, is Alex your barb? I don't know. Maybe I'm Alex's barb. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. We're pretty good friends, man. We definitely like each other. We kind of see things on the same wavelength. We're good buddies. And he enjoys working on lawns. I like working on lawns, and he's a cool guy. And you talk about people that can cook, man. You talk about some good food, man. Alex and his wife, and here's the thing. I still go over and eat whenever they invite me over, and I still have this thing. I've never had a bad meal with them. So outside of the lawn care stuff, they're really, really good at food. These people take their food very, very seriously. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure who's Barb, but yeah, he's definitely my buddy. So let's see what other questions we have here. Daniel says, for the first time ever on a really bumpy lawn, do you recommend DIY top dressing level or landscape company proven in the area? Either way, Daniel, I mean, if I knew what I know now and I were doing a lawn from the first time, I would top dress it myself. Like when we did Alex's lawn, like the first time his lawn was top dressed was when we did it last year in the Fix My Ugly Lawn series. And shameless plug, if you guys want to see that series, like see everything it takes to transform a lawn from like normal to like really, I think really cool in the course of like 3.5 months, check that out. Go to YouTube, go Ron Henry, Fix My Ugly Lawn or Fix an Ugly Lawn, and it will come up. And in that, I think it's video 9 or 10 is all about top dressing. But to answer your question, Daniel, if you don't know what you're doing, like you've never done it before, a lawn care service has some merits in the sense that, or a professional service has some merits in the sense that it will save you time. Like literally they'll show up with all their heavy equipment, they'll do the job, and 3 hours later it'll be done, right? And you'll be sitting there sipping lemonade, like videoing it and enjoying the process. It's not hard. Actually, I should say this. The steps you have to do are not hard. The work is difficult. Like it's not fun work to do manually. It's backbreaking work. You gotta have friends with you. Like the way to do it is the way, if you're gonna do it yourself, the way to do it is the way Alex and I did it last year, which is to rent like a dingo, rent a top dressing machine, and that makes life way better because then like getting it loaded up and doing all that stuff, it becomes like way easier if that makes sense. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. John messing around. What's he saying? I'll bite. He says, "Hey, let me introduce my." He does the Jay-Z introductions. Allow me to introduce myself. Because I am the reigning stripe off champion, 2-time LOT, I guess Lawn of the Month winner, and self-proclaimed Bermuda champion of the East Coast. What you got? You know what? If you're the champ, listen. If you're the champ, you're the champ. If you say you're the champ, you're the champ. I'm not gonna fight it. Whatever. I'm not. Listen. If you got good, I mean, looking at your thumbnail. Your stripe action looks on point, sir. I have to tell you that. I have to plot. The stripe action is clean. It looks good. I gotta give respect where it is. I've not seen your lawn. I have to check and see if you got a YouTube channel or anything. I have to take a look at it. But yeah, I mean, whatever, dude. It's all fun. All in good fun. If you got lawn of the month twice, that's definitely an accomplishment, and it's always subjective. I am very happy with how my lawn looks. Thank you for chiming in and letting me know. All right, let's see what else we have here. What else we got? LG says, Ron Henry and Lawn Whisperer, intriguing live stream. Let's do it. It'll be cool, man, because Lawn Whisperer's got a really cool season lawn. And yeah, it'd be cool to talk to him and pick his brain on like what he likes to do, the differences of like the cool season mindset versus warm season mindset and all of that stuff. And then a question that Lawn Evolution asked, I'm not sure, I don't have the answer to, but I'll put it up here anyway. Somebody used some time says, what's the difference between MAP versus DAP and the amount of moles between these two? No idea, sir. I'd have to look into that and get back to you. I don't know. I'll take that one. I'll screenshot that one and take it as an answer for next week. But good question. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that one. All right. Let's see what other questions we have here. Another CarbonPro-G question. Hey, Ron, thanks. You must be from the islands, man. Only island people talk like that. He says, thanks for replying to my email the other day. I want to load the lawn with CarbonPro-G. How much can I put down at one time? How much? It just depends on how much you're how much you want to spend, sir. Your first. Here's the thing. The first application per bag rate is to go heavy, which is for CarbonPro-G is 10 pounds per 1,000 square feet, and that will get you 4,000 square feet of coverage. So if you want to go heavy per the bag rate, you can do again 10 pounds per 1,000. That's a good start. If you want to do double that, you could with no problem. It's not going to hurt anything. It's only thing that's going to hurt is your pocketbook. And getting it down earlier, there's some positives to that. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. Let's see what other questions we have here. Let's see. Yeah, Todd was saying, I've also learned about lemon dish soap and Listerine to keep bugs at bay on my lawn. My grandfather told me about this long ago, and I've done it with no problems. Thoughts? I've heard about that. I've not heard about the lemon dish soap, but I have heard about Listerine as a way to keep bugs off the lawn. I've never tried it, Todd, but I have heard of what you're talking about. So I can't talk about the effectiveness of it. So I don't know for sure. Like I don't know how you dilute it, how you'd apply it. But I've heard of people doing that. So yeah. Let's see what else we got going on here. Frederick says, how do I not waste the micronutrient pack? I only need it for 3,000 square feet. Okay, so Frederick, if you're talking about the pills, like the ByoSpxtrum pills, I think you're talking about, like you're talking about these guys, you're not going to waste it. You're not wasting it. So it's designed to have 3 applications. In the carbon kit, fun fact, there's actually 4 pills included. And if you're very, very careful and do the math, the kit will actually do 4 applications. But because I know people tend to go heavy, that's why I say it's good for 3. And there's an extra one in here that in case you spill it or you need an extra one or you dump the entire thing in one time when you weren't thinking about it, you're good to go there. But you are not wasting it by putting down the microbial pack on 3,000 square feet. Again, it goes up to 5,000 square feet. Putting it on square footage less than that is not going to hurt anything. You're not wasting it. So you're good to go. No problems there. All right. See what other questions we've got. Robert Mahora says, giving you wrong, I brought some grubs today. I've severely scalped my Xeon. It's starting to do dethatching. I also saw some large patch. Question, how do I treat both? Okay, so it depends. Okay, so in this case, if you're dealing with large patch and you want to also take care of grubs, that's probably a case for Caravan G, because that's an insecticide and a fungicide. I have to read the label if it'll do large patch. I know it does. I believe it doesn't. I'm pretty sure it doesn't do dollar spot. I believe it does large patch though, Robert. So if you need an all-in-one, Caravan G is your go-to for that. If you just want an insecticide, then you could use Acelepryn. So let me see if I can find Caravan G. I think I've got. If you look in the comments, if you look in the chat, I think I've already got one there. But I'll do this again for you just so you have it, Robert. Here we go. Say at Robert Mahores, boom, and there. So this is like the combination of fungicide and insecticide that will take care of grubs and do it's also fungicide. So that's probably the most economical way to go as far as taking care of both of those. If you want like the best in class, what you do is you apply Acelepryn, which is strictly an insecticide. And the nice benefit of Acelepryn, and if you're someone, and this is actually kind of a big deal, if you care about pollinators, so if you care about like bees and other pollinators, care about the environment, Acelepryn is a better choice from that perspective because it doesn't. The active ingredient is one of the C. I can't pronounce. It's like chloro something. I can't pronounce it. It's like a super long multi-syllable word. But that's the one. That's a huge feather in the cap for Acelepryn over other insecticides. So if you care about that, this is one that you could go with. So Acelepryn is strictly an insecticide, and then that is probably better for it's probably a little bit better for pollinator, or it's not probably, it is better for pollinators. And then as far as the absolute, like the best, if you want the absolute best as far as fungicides go, Headway G. So you have a couple options. You can do Caravan G, which is insecticide and fungicide all in one product, or you can do Acelepryn and Headway G, which is like the best of the best in each of their respective categories. Negative side to doing it that way is it's going to cost more because they're both they're expensive. I mean, the two combined is more expensive than Caravan G alone. So either way, either one will work. But thanks, Robert. Great question. And you definitely want to get on that. Like, you don't want grubs in your lawn and you don't want fungus in your lawn. Those are two things that can mess up a lawn with the quickness. So definitely get one of those, either the Acelepryn and Headway, or just the Caravan, and get it on your lawn, get it down. You want to knock those guys out. You don't want those kinds of problems in the lawn. Let's see here. See other questions. Big bro just checking in. He says, "Hey, what's going on? I just headed into bed. Just have jiu-jitsu tournament tomorrow in the morning. Congratulations, sir. Oh, hopefully you do pretty well with your jiu-jitsu, man. That's pretty awesome. I know you're definitely get a good night's sleep. That's pretty awesome, man. Jiu-jitsu tournament is pretty sweet. I know what it's like to go to a karate tournament, and the night before, like the forms part of it, like you're just nervous and going over in your head. But then when it goes to sparring, which is kind of like along the lines of what you're doing with jiu-jitsu, it's you don't sleep that well. You know what I mean? So I get it. So definitely get a good rest, good luck, and take your time, man. It's have fun with it. Very, very cool. Very, 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 very cool. Okay, let's see what other questions we have here. We got a super chat from Steven Velasquez.
Super chat received.
He says, "Hey Ron, do you have any opinion on the you've already answered this on the auto mower? I'm considering getting one for weekday maintenance before I reel mow on the weekends. Here's the thing. I don't know. Here's the thing, Steven. I don't know the auto mower. I'm not sure if the auto mower. I have to look this thing up now. I don't know if the Husqvarna auto mower has a reel on it. Let me see. Auto mower. I don't think so. It's probably a rotary, isn't it? Yeah. So it's a I think so. Yeah. It's a rotary. Good Lord, $1,200. It's a rotary. It's a rotary. So if you are reel mowing and using a rotary, here's the thing. If you're reel mowing at the right heights, it's probably not going to do a whole lot. Unless it can go down to, let's say you're reel mowing at an inch. And I guess you probably, if the Husqvarna, if the auto mower goes down to an inch, I guess it could be like the gap filler in between. But if you're reel mowing at like lower than an inch, I don't know if this was going to go that low. So it might not be a great fit. But yeah, just something to consider. All right. I got to run through these here because we're kind of getting long. I don't want to step on another live stream that's probably starting up right now. Let's see. Got a question here about an Easy Flow. Let's see what this one. Helmet Ruckus says, "I had the Easy Flow 2005 and use it with a hose link. Never easy to apply RGS. Also, figuring out the math on output is also a mystery. Any idea?" Here's the thing. I've never applied. The only thing I've ever applied with a hose end sprayer is help me out here, is Image with a ready to spray. That's what I've used with a hose end sprayer. I don't apply any fertilizer or anything else. You got like RGS or any of those. If you want to get an answer to that, check out Allyn's content. Go look at Lawn Care Nut. Like he does a lot of stuff with that. And I know for sure he has a video on calibrating one of those ortho, like I think what you've got there is with an ortho sprayer, like I think he has a video on that. So check out his content and he'll be able to tell you exactly like how to do that. Because I'm not gonna be much help because I don't have one of those. I've never actually used one, especially not with the products that you're recommending. All right. Let's see what the questions here. Wesley Flo, he says, "How much a top dress 3,000 square feet?" I don't know what that would cost, Wesley. I can tell you as far as material, the normal guidance is 1 yard per 1,000 square feet. So you're gonna need, to make sure you run on a material, 3 yards of whatever you decide to go with, whether it be sand or sand topsoil mix or sand compost mix. So you're gonna need at least that much. I don't know what it's gonna cost as far as the service goes. Just reach out to them and see. I'd imagine you're probably going to be looking at, if I had to guess, like low ball, like probably $1,500, maybe more. $1,000 to $1,500 is what I would imagine. That's probably a good safe one. All right. Let's see the questions here. Dalvin Larry says, maybe I missed it, but do you apply Essential G and the Carbon Kit at the same time or separate? I've ordered both. You can apply them at the same time. So the Carbon Kit and Dalvin, and this is actually in the calendar in the academy. In the Lawn Care Academy, golfcourseline.com, shameless plug. But as far as Essential G and the Carbon Kit, they apply them once per month. You can do a split app on the Carbon Kit if you're really trying to be super hardcore and crazy, but you don't need to do that. So at the beginning of the month, put down Essential G and put down the Carbon Kit, and you're going to be good to go. That's all you need to do. That is what I would do. That is the simplest way to get a great result on your lawn by doing both of those. So let me know if you need helps with anything else. Wesley says, you see immediate results with CarbonPro-G. You see results within a couple of weeks. So if you want to see a cool video on that, Wesley, go to my YouTube channel, go to YouTube, type Ron Henry, and do CarbonPro-G results. Like do that. And that's a video that I did where I did a 2-week test with it, right? Because when I first was getting into this, I want to see, does this stuff really work? Is it really, can it really improve soil and improve the quality of the grass without any other inputs, right? And I applied it to what was really one of the worst looking parts of my lawn. And 2 weeks later, like the color looked like how my grass looks now. It's really vibrant, really nice. And now that is probably more the compost and probably the compost that's in CarbonPro-G. But as far as immediate results, you should see visual results within 2 to 3 weeks. That's a safe number. Because if you want, you go look at that video. I did that exact test what you're talking about, and within 2 weeks, I was seeing results. So we'll say 3 weeks to give yourself a little bit more buffer. All right, let's see. Writing down the questions here. Patrick says, should I aerate before I level? I would do that as part of the process. Patrick, I would aerate, fertilize, do any carbon you're thinking about, and then I would level the lawn. So yes, that's what I would do. All right. What other questions? Wise guy says, I haven't addicted. I'm addicted to green. You know what I mean? I do know what you mean, wise guy. I got it. Let's see. Lisa Cage says, what time does this week end each week? It really should be ending now, Lisa. It's 9:30, but I want to go through and see if there's any good questions here that people have so I don't miss them. Wesley, no, I don't really recommend any other organics outside. I've never used any other organics outside of the carbon products that I use. So like CarbonPro-G and Essential G, which again has the coffee grounds, the compost. Like those are ones that I use and have had good results with. But outside of the other ones you're talking about, they're kelp meal, alfalfa, soy. I've not used any of those directly. What are the questions we have here? What's my favorite ice cream flavor? I don't know. Probably rum raisin. I like rum raisin. That's pretty good. That's a good one. Let's see, what other questions do we have? Can you mix CarbonPro-G with your synthetic, let's go synthetic ferts? Yes, because they're different. Because CarbonPro-G is not a fertilizer. So you can put down CarbonPro-G and then turn right around and put down your fertilizer of choice. No problem whatsoever. Diamond Shotties, you can absolutely do that. I already asked you the question on the push reel mower. And then Lee Farmer says, yeah, the vole in the vole field mice infestation. You recommended a few milks, Vole X. It seems to be working very well. Yay! Because Lee stumped me. Lee was like, hey man, I've got like voles in my lawn. What should I do about it? I'm like, voles? What's a vole? You mean moles? He's like, no, voles. I'm like, oh, okay. So I was like, literally YouTube. I'm like, oh, voles are a thing apparently. So, but yeah, I'm glad the product that I sent to you, Vole X, seems to be working. Like it's the one thing, like you look at the reviews for it, they're really, really good. So I'm like, yeah, the Lee, try this one out, man. Everyone seems to like it. So there you go. 50% reduction so far. And I am glad you are getting a great result with it. I am sorry for the voles. Because they are, you know what thing is, they're cute. I saw the picture of them. They're really, really cute. So sorry that you're killing them off, but I'm glad the product's working for you. Let's see what other questions we have here. Patrick Butler says, I put down pre-emergent for summer weeds. Can I put down Bermuda seed this spring? You're gonna get it. You can do it, but you're gonna get a worse result. Like if you want to see what happens if you put down pre-emergent and then still put down Bermuda seed, go to my YouTube channel and look and do TIFWay. Do like Arden 15. TIFWay 419 dormancy, like search for that, right? And there's like a 10-part series that I did last fall where I showed the dormancy rates between TIFWay 419 and Arden 15. And the real thing you're looking for in that is not really the dormancy, but you will see how much germination I got on my lawn last year, given that there was pre-emergent. So it was still pretty good, given that the pre-emergent went down. But I would not do that. I mean, so if you want to look at my series and say, hey, that's what Ron did, this is the results that he got, and it's good enough for you, and you want to try it, you can, but you are going to get worse results if you've put down pre-emergent and you're still trying to put seed down, any kind of seed, Patrick. So hopefully that helps. Let's see, what other questions we got here? K Ward says, think about a real mower. What do you think about it on a hills? It can work. They can work on hills. Like I have my Tru-Cut and my Greensmaster work great on hills. The Tru-Cut works better than the Greensmaster. Like the thing you find is the Tru-Cut works great regardless of what the grass is like. So even if the lawn is dormant, Tru-Cut works no problem. The Greensmaster actually works better if the soil is if the turf is a little bit, not necessarily wet, but it's not dry. Like if it's not like dry grass that you're mowing over, it does a really good job on the slope. So like right now that we had all this rain and also that the soil's starting to retain more moisture because of all the rain we've been having, it does no problem. Also because my lawn is greening up, I don't have much dry grass on it anymore. Greensmaster and the Tru-Cut can do really well. The Tru-Cut is a better choice though if hills are your primary concern. Greensmaster is a better choice if all you care about is that stripe action and getting the best possible cut. But I mean, if I only have one mower, it would be a Tru-Cut. So there you go. Out of those two, anyway. I don't know. Swardman makes a pretty good, compelling option too. But out of those two, out of the two that I know about that I've actually owned, if I can only have one, probably the Tru-Cut. LG Super Chat, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it.
Super chat received.
He says, thank you so much for not being on this other channel. That's not nice. Okay. I appreciate the Super Chat, sir. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And LG says, sparkling water, you are so human now. Dude, the only reason I got the sparkling water is because I ran out of lemonade. I don't have any lemonade, so unfortunately, I got to go with the sparkling water because I taught, you realize talking for 2.5, almost 3 hours is actually pretty hard. So, throat dries out, so I got to sip every now and then. So, I apologize for that, but I got to do it. Let's see what other questions we got here. We are winding down. Christina says, I'm getting impatient with image. I purchased some negate. Will that be an issue if applied? Not really. You can apply the negate. So just be careful with it. Read the instructions. Per the label, you're supposed to mix the entire contents at one time. Just really quick and dirty. What I would do is get a 1 gallon tip and pour, put a gallon of water in it, 128 fluid ounces of water, put the entire contents of the negate in there, and then mix that solution with 1 gallon of water. So take not the entire solution. Take 3 ounces of that solution. Need to be clear. Once you have the suspended solution, 3 ounces of that, like the negate water mix, with 1 gallon of water. Do not go heavier than that. You don't need to. So 3 gallons of the negate solution with 1 gallon of water, and you also need to use a surfactant with it. So the one I use, I don't have it here because it's really messy, is one called High Yield. It's like you can get it on Do My Own. Just go there and check it out. But use a surfactant, and I use that at I think for herbicides, if memory serves me, it's like 2 teaspoons. Something like that, 2 teaspoons per 1,000 square feet. But just look at the description of the surfactant. It'll tell you what to mix it at. But you need so water. You need the negate mixture, so 3 ounces of that per 1,000, and then you need to use a surfactant, and that's going to get you the best result with negate. And then now you've got all this mix that's really going to be good for 4 to 6 weeks. Do not pour it down any drains. Definitely find like a place that can take that kind of stuff, like your landfill, local landfill. Like ask them if they'll take that. It's really going to be sort of hazardous material. If they'll take it, they'll probably take it for a fee, and then to get rid of it, dispose of it properly. So that's the only reason why I don't really talk about negate too much, because the way to use it properly, or I should say this, per the label's instructions, is that way. So mix the entire contents at one time. So sometime whenever they turn around and make a different label that doesn't have mixing the entire things, then I'll give you different instructions. But I want to give you instructions that are per the label, just for safety reasons. All right. What other questions do we have here? I think we're winding down. SMK is in the house in here. He says, Alex is a real guy. Yeah, he's talking about Alex, and very, very cool. And he's talking about also some other products. But thanks for chiming in, SMK. I appreciate it. And I think we're getting close, guys. Getting close. And Brian Watson says, hey, I got my Green Plus 14410 jug delivered today, and can't wait to put this down on the neighborhood putting that green. To put this on the neighborhood putting green that I maintain. Very cool, man. I'm sure it's going to work well. Use the rate. One thing I will tell you that I've had, so what I'm using is not that. I'm using this guy, which is the Turfplex 4. Autofocus, don't fail me. There we go. The Turfplex 22.3. This is my liquid fert of choice, because I think it's if memory serves me, some of the nitrogen that's in the Greens Plus is a little slower release, I think. And because I'm spoon feeding with this, I wanted something that was a little bit faster release, Brian. But just go at low rate. Do not go heavy. The one thing I will tell you is that you get a very, very good response, a really good result at the low rate with these products. I ran this at 6 ounces per 1,000, which is like 0.10, a tenth of a pound of nitrogen, and that was plenty. Got a really good result with it. So you don't need to go super heavy. I think BioPro lists 3 rates on the label. And just go with the lowest one and see what you get. I think you're going to be just fine with it. I think you're going to like the results you get with it. Don't go heavier than that. Unless you're not getting the results you want, then you can go heavier. But I think low works really well. All right. What are the questions we got here? I think we are winding down, guys. Got you guys all talked out. It says, hey, Ron, can I use Green Pop 1621.2 as the first app of the year? Sure, absolutely. So yes, you can use that. I think the Green Pop, isn't that a liquid fert? I don't know exactly, but I think it's a liquid fert. And if it's a liquid one, just go low. Go at a low rate. Don't go at the higher rate when you're first trying to wake the lawn up. Just go low on the rate. Just give it a little taste of nitrogen and says, hey buddy, you help the lawn to kind of come out of dormancy, do its thing, help it get going. And yeah, you should get a good result with that. I mean, I did the exact same thing. I'm assuming green pop is a liquid for. I'm not sure, but I think it is. I did that with Turfplex. So I used, very low rate and got a really good result, really good response out of it. And yeah, Alex, thanks for helping me, man. It's a Roomba. Yes, I know. LOL. Yeah, laugh at me. My expense, right? I draw a blank on things like that sometimes. But yes, the Roomba. That's the name of the vacuum. The vacuum that I was talking about. All right. Let's see what else we have here. SMK chiming in. He's saying, what state are you in? Parasitic nematodes are hard to get rid of because they are soil-dwelling fluoroparam. I'm probably messing the pronunciation of that up. He says, works, but it's regulated and it's expensive. So there you go. There's a guy that would definitely know because that's what SMK does for a living, Brian. So we'll just go with that one. I will still try and I'll do some research and maybe if there's anything else, I'll see if I can chime in next week. But I would go with what SMK is saying on that one. So there you go. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. Let me just get through here. Scared about that. So yeah, so Robert, if you do care about pollinators, get the Acelepryn. It's more expensive. I'll give you a link there. It's more expensive, but it's like a really, if you want like the Cadillac insecticide to take care of grubs, takes care of the ones that people up north tend to have a lot more. The bluegrass, the bluegrass weevil, like the weevils, those, and also bill bugs. It treats all of those. As far as rate, if you want a rate that will work well, if you decide to go with the Acelepryn, the rate you'll want to use is 1.8 pounds per thousand, Robert, and that's going to give you 1.8 pounds per thousand square feet. That's going to give you good control of everything. So you can go lower than that if all you care about is grubs, but as far as something that'll take care of bill bugs, the weevils, and grubs, like the 1.8 is a good number. That's a good. I mean, you can go as high as 2.3, but 1.8 is going to take care of all of those. And I think if my math was right, you're going to get something like 14,000 square feet of coverage on the product by doing that. So yeah, go with the Acelepryn. It's a good one. Very good. Let's see what else we got here. Emilio saying, just want to wish you happy Friday. Thanks, sir. I appreciate it. Thanks for chiming in. Very, very, very good. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, SMK is giving you another option too. He's saying you can use Dialox as to kill them, and then go with a Acelepryn as a preventative. SMK, if you can, also chime in and let us know if Dialox is safe for pollinators. I'm not sure if that's going to be that's a consideration as well. But love that. Thanks for giving me a little bit of extra context on that one there, sir. Good job. And then 2 shots of AK says, hello, I love all your videos, sir. Got my soil test done and I'm super low on iron. So I just laid down some ironite a couple of minutes ago. Good play, Bermuda grass, by the way. It's okay. Yeah, it should be fine. I've never used ironite to know like what kind of response you're going to get from it. If you really want iron, if you want to get a really good response from iron, probably not now, but when, say, next month in April, when the grass is pretty much all greened up or coming, it's out of dormancy, just start spraying it, man. Like use like the Turfplex that's got iron in it, or use NutriSolve. That's going to give you a really quick result as far as seeing iron. But ironite works well. It will probably work well. I've not used it. Milorganite works really well. Milorganite produces a really, really nice green if your lawn also needs phosphorus. But yeah, we'll see. I've not used that project, so I can't say for sure. 2 shots of vacay. All right. Let's see. Jenny Pruitt says, our neighbor said our Bermuda is common. I was reading on your site, you overseed your Bermuda with another type of Bermuda. Is that what you would plan on doing? Hey, here's the thing, Jenny. I don't really recommend, even though I'm doing it, I don't really recommend for most people overseeding Bermuda, because it takes a big commitment as far as watering goes. And then more importantly, unless you are very, very careful and you actually match the existing Bermuda you have now with the one you're overseeding it with, there's going to be color differences. I was fine with that because I knew I was going to keep doing it until I got like my mutt lawn completed and it was all kind of blended in. It was like a mutt lawn of like Tifway and Arden 15. But for some people that would drive them crazy. So I would just tell your neighbor, if you get the common Bermuda, just mow it, keep it nice. The biggest thing is just mow it at the right height, get a real mower like if you can, and just mow it regularly. If you decide to overseed, you have to be willing to water a lot to make sure you get a good result. And you also have to be okay with the fact that you might get some color differences in the fall whenever it's going out of dormancy, depending on how good a job you do with the overseeding. So those are the considerations you have to make. Like Bermuda's is difficult to establish from seed. So just that's where I'm coming. That's the caveat I'm giving you. In other words, I'm doing it because I know what I'm getting into, and I don't really mind the negatives of it, and it's kind of a fun project. And I love the way Hard 15 looks. It's gorgeous. But for most people, I don't recommend it because it's a lot of work, and most people don't really realize what they're getting themselves into, if that makes sense. So if you want to do it, go ahead. But just know, in other words, I'm trying to talk you out of it is what I'm trying to do here. So it's your call though. Just know that it's a lot of work to do it. All right, let's see what other questions we got here. I think I'm running down. And then Larry Brown said, another vote for CarbonPro-G. Says the CarbonPro-G from Site 1 is amazing. And Cal says, Ron, did you buy your mowers brand new? Any thoughts on buying used? So my Tru-Cut I bought brand new, and my greens mower I bought used. So here's the difference. Tru-Cut brand new is like $2,500 with a roller on it. Thereabouts. Actually, and if you're going to go buy a new Tru-Cut, call Real Rollers, because they have really good. Their pricing on Tru-Cuts is actually really, really good if you want a brand new one. My greens mower, my Greens Master, I did not buy brand new because brand new they're well north of $10,000. So I'm not there yet. The channel's not there yet where I can drop 10 grand on a mower just yet. So as far as buying used, you can get a great result. Here's the thing: most real mowers, if they haven't been abused too much, they can last decades. Like literally, my neighbor has a Tru-Cut at C27 that's over 20 years old, right? So they can last a really long time with good care. So if you get a clean one, you can pick one up for, I always like to say between like $650 is the low end if you can get yourself a really good deal on one that's decent. But really around the $1,000 mark is where you find one that is typically in pretty good shape, not too many hours, has been freshened up, and you can save yourself some money. If spending $2,000, if 1,000 is good, but if you're going, spending $2,000 isn't a stretch for you, then just go new. Go new. You're spending more, but then you're getting a brand new mower. You know everything about it. But again, Tru-Cuts are good mowers, man. You're really not gonna, used mower is not gonna have any problems. There's only so many things that can be bad with it. Like my Greens Master, when I got it, had 200 hours, somewhere about there. It was very low hours. So, and it runs great, so you can get a really good result with a used one. Just make sure you get one that's in decent shape, and then know that you may have to put a little bit of money into it to get it freshened up, unless you buy it from unless you buy a brand new one, like you get one from Railroads, it'll be sharp. If you get a greens mower, like a lot of places, like the place I got mine, they changed the oil, they pressure washed it, they put a new bed knife on it. It was really, when I got the mower, I told them the height of cut I wanted. Literally, when the mower was dropped off to me, all I had to do is put gas in it and mow. It was ready to go. So that's one thing you get, but you're gonna pay more for that. So, but the long short of it is, buying used is not a bad idea. You can get a good result with that. A lot of people get into real mowers, buy them used, because it's just a great way to save a lot of money, because they are expensive. All right. Disrupted, or no, it's not. As Rupad Patel says, I have a Zoysia lawn. What product should I use to green up faster from winter dormancy in Tennessee? Okay, so here's the thing, Drupad. Before we can put anything down on the lawn to help it green up, it has to be greening up a little bit already naturally. So, like if it's still all completely brown, like it's not dormant, it's still not trying to green up at all, it's not out of dormancy even the slightest, we just got to wait a little bit longer. But if it's starting to green up, like in other words, you're looking at your lawn, it's already, wow, there's some green, you got the green haze going on, there's some green on the lawn, a liquid fert, a light application, keyword light application of liquid fertilizer will definitely help jumpstart things and help it green up. A good option is this one is Turfplex. This one is one that I like, I've used, but there's other options out there too. If you want to get it, you can pick it up at here at the Golf Course Lawn Store. If you decide to go with Turfplex, apply it at the lowest rate, so 6 ounces per 1,000 square feet, and that's going to give you a good result. You're not going to be pushing too much nitrogen. You're not going to be doing any harm at that rate. So 6 ounces per 1,000. So just to give you a more complete answer, so if you have let's say a 2,000 square foot lawn, what's going to happen is you're going to put 2 gallons of water in your backpack sprayer, and you're going to add 12 ounces of the Turfplex with that. So it's 6 ounces per 1,000 square feet per gallon of water, if that makes sense. And then spray that over your lawn, and then within a week or so, actually a couple of days, but normally within a week, you're definitely going to see a response from that. But that would be my recommendation. But only do that if your lawn is already coming out of dormancy. If it's still completely looks like it's dead, it's all brown, do not spray liquid fertilizer on your lawn until your lawn's coming out of dormancy as yet. because it's not really trying to grow, and you're not going to really get the results, the benefits from the foliar uptake, right? Like for liquid for it to grow, to work, the grass has to be growing, has to be actively growing, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Wait for the green haze and then go with something like Turfplex. And again, you can get it at the golf course lawn store. All right, guys. Jason says, I just placed an order for Turfplex. Does it need to be watered in afterwards? No, so you don't need to. So that's why a low rate, right? So you don't need to water in afterwards. It's foliar absorbed. So that's why the keyword, one thing you hear me say with this product, low rate. So run it 6 ounces per 1,000 is all you need. You don't have to really water in most liquid fertilizers after application, at least not any of the ones that are quick release nitrogen like the Turfplex is. So no, you don't need to water in, just apply it at the proper rate with 1 gallon of water per 1,000 square feet. That's going to make sure you get enough coverage, and that's a good dilution rate for that product. Like I've sprayed at that rate, and you're not going to have you should not have any issues with that as long as you're following that. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. And SMK says, yeah, that the dialogue should be safe for bees because the grounding gets applied and watered in. So there you go. There's an option on that. But I'm still telling you, the Acceleprin, definitely go with that. It's a great product. I would definitely do that one. You're very welcome, Jenny. And I think that is it. Dean is saying he just threw on 40 pounds of Essential G yesterday. Awesome, sir. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And guys, I think we're all talked out. So I think we are almost at 3 hours here. And I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for chiming in the live stream, for all your lawn care products, for Essential G, for the Carbon Kit, for Turfplex, any of your liquid ferts, for all the stuff that you're going to need in the Golf Course Lawn Academy. If you want to sign up for that, again, that's available here at golfcourselawn.com. And everything that you need to be able to do for the Golf Course Lawn Academy, you can get at the store. That's something I really worked hard to happen because I didn't want to make a course and you guys not be able to get the stuff that I recommend in the course. So you've got access to a course now that tells you everything that I know. More content is going to be coming as I get more time to as the weather cooperates. I can do top dressing module and a mowing module and a watering module. Like those are things that are going to be coming. But you buy the course now and you own it forever. And as the price goes up, which it will, as more content is added, whatever you pay now is what you got. Like you got it and you got it for life. So no matter what it costs in the future, you're not going to pay a penny more. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I got a super chat here from Tim. I want to acknowledge that. Thank you so much, sir.
Super chat received.
You said missed most of the live, but you rewatched as soon as it's uploaded. Awesome, sir. Thank you so much for the support. Guys, I will see you next time. Have an amazing weekend. I can't wait to get out there and Scarify tomorrow. If you guys have not watched me, get on get your app out and watch my YouTube stories, the short little mini shorts, because I'm going to be doing updates and you guys can see like all the carnage and everything that goes on in the lawn tomorrow morning and throughout the day. Thank you guys so much. Have a great weekend. See you next time.